as Link Adams leads the Hawks out onto Gloucester Park, their home deck. And they're a pretty impressive unit when you run down the list with Armstrong Bannister back in. They've still got plenty of size to them. They're good mark and use the ball very well.
Yeah, like I said last week, we hadn't seen them, or I hadn't, and you just go off names on the list, and early on their form wasn't that good, but as the list got stronger, the form's got better, and as I said, I thought there was some good work there last week.
There's a few people in the crowd who like Matt Bannister. He's cheering to the people sitting on the back of the ute down there, so they give him a real big standing ovation as he runs towards the goals. Just running through there too, Link Adams, you mentioned him. Kalani Brooks was pretty handy last week.
That's his brother. That's
his brother, yeah.
Yeah, so Kalani's come back to Margaret River. He went to Eton. He's come back.
Is that? All right, yeah, I'm with you.
His brother's actually playing at East Perth today.
He was good last week.
I think it is his brother. Someone told me it was. So he was very good. Yeah, Jonah, I think his name was. He was quite good, yeah. But I see he's lined up for East Perth reserves today. Him and young number 6 last week in Margaret River. I've seen the numbers. I can't think of his name. But they've gone back to East Perth this week, which that sort of hurts Margaret River. So they've got to get that mix and match right, and they've got to qualify these guys, because if they're going to finish in the top 5, they're going to need these guys to be qualified to come back. And
well, he was good last week. There's no doubt about that.
Very good.
He added a little bit to him. So for the sake of AMR, I hope they get hold of him. Another big plus for him was Kieran Yakas, the big ruckman last week. I thought he had a great duel with Jamin King from Bunbury, and he'll be asked to step up again this afternoon. Yeah,
it'll be interesting. The duel with, I'll get his name right this week, young Morris. I called him Jones the other week at Hands Oval all day until one of my great mates rang me on Tuesday and said I was looking for Jones in the ruck.
I called Lockie Riley, Lockie Princely there, and he gave it to me afterwards. So.
So he's going to have him and Vahaf, so he's going to be up against 2. Last week he rucked pretty much the whole game, and he done a pretty good job, as you said. And I thought as the game went on, he become the better ruckman on the day in the hit-outs and things like that. So he's good on his feet. He likes to hit and run onto the ball. So, I think, as I said, he's just got to give him a couple of marking options around the ground just to complete his game, and he'll be a real good asset to him.
Now, swing our attention to the Panthers. We've had a fairly good look at AMR, thanks to Southern Lock and Security. The Panthers, when they get up and going, they can score very quickly. They need that overlap run, but it's a very confident building thing, isn't it? When the Panthers are up, you can feel it.
Yeah, they a bit spasmodic the other week against South Bunbury. Obviously, got blown out of the water, but not enough run. Everyone sort of waited till someone done something. You can't do that. You just got to throw caution in the wind sometimes. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. But just try and play your game and don't be dictated to. I know it's easy to sit up here and say that, but at the end of the day, you got to try and make something happen. When they do, they don't have the same mids as they had last year. So a lot of direction's been lost. But there's young guys there. They're another 20 games better. So they just got to have a crack. Young Hutchison, these sorts of kids, they just got to get in there. It's no good just doing one thing a quarter. You got to do 5 or 6 things a quarter. If they can all chip in, like young Orsey's come a long way. Young Milham, he's been quite good. So them sort of guys have just got to get more of the footy and give them that outside run, because they're good runners, and when they can, then they sort of get the rest of the side alight.
Connor Gadecki back in there adds a bit of run, and we know that Mrs. Gadecki listens, so good afternoon to you. But he adds a bit of run along with Zach Tetro. He was pretty impressive the last time we seen him.
Yeah, well, he'll be like Spivey. I think they're very similar build, and obviously they both come from the same area up there. So it'd be interesting to see how he goes. As I said, the other week we watched him against HBL, and he didn't mind getting in and mixing it up. So these conditions should really suit him as well. So they got the ability or the capabilities there to win the ball. You got Rory O'Brien should just sort of point the finger and direct them, and then be on the end of a few loose balls. But last few weeks he's had to go in and do too much for where he's at. He can still do it, but he's a lot older now, and he shouldn't have to do it. He should just be the finisher and the director, not the in and under that he's been forced to do the last few weeks. So he'll be hoping they can get more of the workload and give him some easy ball for a change.
Where does Zane Verhoef go? We know the big fella he's just all heart, isn't he? He just tacks the footy down. He's full of skill as well. He works very hard around the ball. Can play ruck, can play forward. With King up forward, does that push him into the ruck?
Yeah, possibly. I'd still leave him at centre half forward and Lanigan on a half forward flank. Lanigan's sort of been hit and miss. He's played the last couple of weeks. His form during games is hit and miss. He can be very, very good for short periods, but then he goes missing. So he's just got to get consistency in his game. So you needs to have there, because if Lanigan goes missing as far as he can't get the ball kicked to his area, then they're going to struggle across that half forward line. So you probably early on need the two of them there. I wouldn't mind seeing Zahaf go back to centre half back at different stages. So I think he reads the ball quite well, and he could take a few intercept marks and get the runners feeding off him. They could move the ball quick from half back, but that's up to the coach to decide that. Yeah,
the beauty of him, he is very, very versatile, isn't he? Big Verhoef, and I just love the way he just goes about at 100 mile an hour. Very quiet off the field, but he just has so much heart and soul of the Carey Park Footy Club.
Yeah, he has a crack, and that's all you can ask for. So he's a presence. He's a big boy, so he's got to make all advantage of that frame.
We're going to have a minute's silence. So I think one of the Carey Park members, the players are just lining up in front of us, whereas with the umpires, but we'll keep an eye on that as it goes along. Where do you see this game going, John? Let's get a couple of margins in here for Bunbury Tyre and Exhaust, your four-wheel drive and rims, lift kits and GVM upgrades and general service. Who's going to win this and why?
Look, Margaret River being home ground, I'd be tipping them at probably about a 24-point margin. See how close I get.
Yeah, we'll just pause for the silence. So
that was respect for Nelson Rogers, who passed away a week or so ago.
So both sides, both captains will move in, Lincoln Adams and Jackson Bell. Lincoln Adams for AMR, shaking hands with the umpire, ready to toss the coin. Any advantage either way you can see, John?
Try and look at them trees. Every tree's blowing a different way, so I'd say slightly to the town end.
That's the way that Carey Park will kick, towards the town end, and AMR will head to the scoreboard end. There was a little bit of carry towards that town end, so it suggests Carey Park may have just a little bit of an advantage of that breeze. So you went for...
I think Margaret River by about 24 points. I was that out last week, so I'll see if they can get it back for me this week.
Right, our best on ground?
Or I'll tell you what, now, I'll tell you what, I'll go. You've taught me up on Spivey, so we'll go with him.
Yeah, look, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's all right. All right, we're not very far away from a start here. As I said, this is crucial for both these two clubs. The 4 points, Carey Park, if they don't get them, they're going to have a fair bit of work to do in the second half of this season, because we're all but halfway through the Southwest Football League season, John.
Yep, so you'll be chasing your tail if you drop too far off, and you're going to be relying on other sides to win and drop games for you. So that's the worst thing you want to do, is rely on someone else, get it done yourself, and she becomes easy.
And driving down here, I did not think we'd have these conditions. The sun is out. It's not too bad for footy. A bit blustery out there, so it'll be up to the players to pick up very quickly what this wind is doing. Just getting ready for the 6-6-6. Of course, there's one other game on this afternoon. That's at Hands Oval, where the Tigers are taking on Eton. That's South Bunbury against Eton. So we'll keep you up to date with that as we go along, thanks to Geograph Civil around the ground. And there's 3 other games tomorrow afternoon. But so it's not a bad spectacle here at the moment. John, perched up high above the AMR club rooms.
Yep, we'll get into it and hopefully get a few names right, Croney.
Wonder where our numbers are going, whether they're right this week.
No, I think they are. I had a quick look. Yakas has changed his number again, so...
he's on 60 today
60,
too.
Yeah. Well, I know he is now, so it's all good. So
and he'll do battle early on.
A good duel in the middle there.
Brody Morris.
Evans and Jackson
No,
Bell.
he was good. He's a player we didn't talk about.
I forgot
too
all
much.
about him. He'd be the guy I'd be saying would be racking up 3 votes if anything's last week's anything to go by.
Righto, umpires ready to hold the ball aloft. You're listening to SEN Spirit, and John Magetta will take it away.
Up they go. Morris can't win the footy. Now Spivey, he handballs out towards that man in Evans. He's over the footy. Gets a handball wide to the player there in Yakas. He just whacks it on the boot forward. It goes towards Shanahan. He can't take the ball. Well done there by the Carey Park defender in... he's pinged for dropping the ball was young Mulholland. So probably a bit unlucky, but... lay the tackle and you could be rewarded. Shanahan just pops it over the top, looking for Hick, is it? He's brought under the ball. Over the back there, good take there from the young fella in Donaldson. He was quite handy last week, Craney, or handball, quick handball out. No one can take possession of the footy. The umpire's called a throw. So Carey Park through Sam Brown's going to take the relieving kick in front of the scoreboard.
I don't think that's Shanahan, mate. He done a hamstring
Not
last
Shanahan,
week.
I'm sorry. It was Bannister. I'm getting him mixed up. It was Bannister, sorry. So
unless he made a miraculous recovery.
There he goes, Bannister. That man drives it into Donaldson, who takes a real off-the-carpet mark, about 45.
He's busy, isn't he, Donaldson?
He was good last week, so right hard up against the boundary line in the scoreboard pocket. Goes to the top of the square, Hick from behind. No one can take the mark. Baker drops what he should have taken. Spivey takes a loose ball. He handballs out to his teammate there, who's ridden into the deck. The umpire calls play on. Now Carey Park through Stewart. He paddles towards the boundary. Can't find the line. Now Mo Holland just walks it over the line, again in front of the scoreboard. So if you're aware of the surroundings at Margaret River, we're deep in that forward pocket for AMR in front of the scoreboard, which reads zip all. And we've been playing about a minute and a bit, Craney.
That is, mate.
Zip all.
Zip all, I like it. Good start to the commentary.
So Ruckman go to it. Taken low there was the player in Tetlow.
He's been pinged on the ball.
Probably like to look at that again. I'm not sure if it was high. It was a good tackle.
No, I reckon it was all right, actually.
Yeah, it was a matter of a Ruckman versus a Rover, so it looked a lot worse. But Yakas is going to be the recipient of a free kick about 30 metres out, almost directly in front. And you'd think he does drop the ball quite well. Let's put the mocker right on him. So in he comes. Can he make the first score for the day? Takes a couple of steps, punts it low, and the umpire doesn't move.
Very good kick.
His teammates are quite happy about that. Craney and Margaret River hit the scoreboard. They won 6 straight, leading Carey Park yet to score, and a very good start for the AMR, who are pushing into probably a goal or so win. It's more the swirl than the direct down the ground win, but the slight advantage towards the Panthers end.
That's on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, and it's no longer zip all, Johnny.
There's no longer zip all. It's 6 plays zip.
But I tell you what, I don't think the Panthers have touched the footy in honesty yet. They've got a couple of touches, but AMR just bullied that forward, if you like, and they prepared to hold it into their forward line. Great tackle by the big fella.
Yep.
Good to see him work rate. I reckon he was all right because the player was falling down and he grabbed him well and then made no attempt to get rid of it. So pretty good call, I would imagine. I would have thought.
So they've been aggressive. Up they go again. Morris and Yakas. Morris this time goes back, but Evans comes through. He can't take him. He's back in there. Picked up by Tetlow onto the right boot. He squeezes to the half-forward flank. The young player in... forget his name again. Here we go. Young Delalio. I got told off for calling it wrong last time. Payne takes a handball, drives it towards the big fella there in King. He's manhandled as he goes up for the mark. He's receiving a free kick about 35 metres out on probably a 50, 60 degree angle. It was quite tight on his left pocket. So can he go back and get the equaliser?
Pretty good kick that too. Once you get a big fella like that in front, you've got to do a fair bit to get around him as a defender, and be a great start for King.
It was a real good kick from Payne. He's a left footer, and he was on the right side for a left footer, as we say. King comes in and he drills that straight over the goal umpire's head. So they square it all up. One apiece. 6 apiece. Carey Park get the equaliser through Ryan King, and again centre clearance straight into deep inside 50, and every opportunity to have a good look at the score at the face of goal, Craney.
Yeah, defender didn't do a lot wrong there, but once you've got a big body like that out in front and the kick is to your advantage, and we keep saying that, isn't it? Just give it to your forward's advantage. That's exactly what he did, and I tell you what, that King didn't mess around with that kick. That went dead straight through the middle of the post, halfway up.
It was a good kick, considering, as we said, you look at them trees, and the higher it gets, the more it's going to swirl. Just looking in the middle of the ground, I know we've only had 2 ball ups, but AMR are more the attacking. They just need one more forward of the middle. They've had 2 on the defensive side, and Evans has had to worked forward, and then he got there first but had no support. So let's see if they can get that right. Up they go again. Morris drops it down to Bell. He's kick smothered. It's going nowhere. Comes towards Payne. He goes back. He's got a sweeper in Bell. Goes to him. He goes wider to Tetlow. He's going to run onto a loose ball. Over the top he goes. No, well smothered there from AMR at half back. The big ruckman picks it up. He goes wide there to Stevie Payne. On that far wing, just goes 30 metres down the line to Mitch Payne. He can't take it to one hand low, but he's first back to the footy. Roll wrapped up. Handball goes out wide there to a teammate who over the top goes towards Bannister. Oh, that's a real good mark. That's a great mark. Quickly plays on. Gives it across to his teammate. Squeezes a bit of last week. Bad kick. Carey Park hit forward, but now picked up there by Donaldson, is it? He's gone to ground. Handball comes towards Evans. He loses his footing. He's mobbed by Carey Park. Mulholland gets the loose ball. Handball's over the top towards player there in Russell. He goes far and wide to Rory O'Brien on that far wing, who marks in front of Big Yakas. So he wheels around, goes onto the right boot, kicks into high half forward. King comes out. Drops what he probably could have taken. Margaret have a 2-on-1. Handball comes out to Morgan. Oh, silly handball over the top. Now Carey Park got the loose. DeLello, he slips over when he shouldn't. Morgan goes back in. Well done. He handballs back to a teammate there in, I think it's Brooks. He comes right across this other side of the ground. I think it's Wrigglesworth out here. He's a fair way from his half forward flank. He goes one way or the other. Gets around opponent. Drives down the line to George. Payne comes in. Just whacks a boot into it. Goes back towards Wrigglesworth. He can't get the kick away. Carey Park have the numbers. 4-on-1. Calvin Lawrence picks up. He just screws around the corner, Craney. And I'll tell you what, he screwed that from 45 metres out as he was falling on his backside, and it's gone straight through the middle. So Carey Park, 2 straight 6. Lead Margaret River 1 straight 2 straight 12. Lead Margaret River 1 straight 6. And a very good goal there to Calvin Lawrence.
Well, look, we're only just into this first quarter and we've already got a contender for the Western All Pest Services goal of the day, because you're right, he was falling down, still a fair way out on 40, but he's just had that real good goal sense about it. I'll tell you what, there is a bit of breeze heading towards that Carey Park end, or the city end if you like. But a great start to this game of footy. Both sides using the ball pretty well in these conditions because they aren't easy. That wind is a swirly.
Yeah, it was well done by Payne, and he didn't try and bend over because he had his Margaret River opponent on him. He just socketed it back in and enabled a loose ball. And as you know, Calvin Lawrence doesn't need many opportunities, and he makes the most of them.
So, you know the beauty about that, John? We've got a marker, CPR Outdoor Centre marker of the day contender and a goal of the tender of 10 minutes into the first quarter.
I don't know why Bannister played on unless it was called touch, but anyway.
We paid it.
We paid it, yeah. Great knock by Yakas. He gives it Evans. That's better. Mitch Payne, he can't take it. Player there is picked from Carey Park. The ball goes over. It's touch ball towards Rory O'Brien, who's taken high. The umpire says no. I'll have it back here, and the start again. Young Baker sort of a bit lucky there. He probably didn't get penalised. But right in the middle of the ground almost. Yakas goes up. Him and Morris. Yakas gets a second knock. Payne's going to work on it for Carey Park. Puts his head over the ball. No one's in there. Tetlow, he can't take it. Well tackled there by the Margaret River player there, and I think it's Brooks. And we'll have a ball up.
That ruck for Southern Lock and Security, good battle already.
Already, yeah. There's no clear winner in saying that. Yakas, he's pretty handy getting a second grab. Mitch Payne picks up. Oh, almost to Evans. He's run into. Now picked up there by Carey Park playing Gadecki. He gets a quick kick away. Baker can't pick it up. And now he picks up, but he's wrapped up by Yakas. He's brought to ground. The umpire said, give it here. Just inside the centre square on this wing in front of us, Craney.
She's hot in the kitchen out here, isn't it?
They're having a crack.
Bit cool up here, but hot out there.
Yakas again, this time Evans, he takes a clean ball, drives inside, who's underneath it? Hick comes out, he can't mark it. Bannister, well rove there by his teammate. Mulholland intercepts a handball, he goes over top towards Horsey, but Evans comes in. They're slipping and sliding like a skating rink out there. Horsey picks up, he's tackled to the ground by Evans and co.
It's just fierce.
It certainly is.
That was a great lead by Hick, wasn't it?
It was.
Had almost, one of those almost ones, John.
Yeah, he just got slightly under the footy, but as I said, he hasn't. I'm not sure if he's played the last few weeks, but he'll get better as the game goes on. Morris takes clean possession. He can't run away with the footy. Now Kalani Brooks is over. He can't get it. Morris goes back in. Number of players all around it. Picked up out there by Cam Baker. He sweeps wide to Tetlow. He's got Mulholland running in, riding shotgun with him. He squeezes that out to the far wing. I think it's young Bo Clark. He takes a mark backward to the wing. Chips over the top to Tetlow, who's run on. He's got a player down there. I'm not sure it is. It might be young Harry Jones. I can see the... it's not. It is that man in, I'll find him, Brady Lanigan, but the ball beats him over the line and out of bounds where the 50-metre crosses the boundary line on that far side. So Carey Park slightly into attack. They'll be looking to put another score on the board here, Craney.
They will at that. The Harvey Norman interchange bench getting a bit of early work too.
Yeah. Players that should be smarter and run on the other side. Nothing worse than coming off. But anyway.
That's right. Run away from the runner.
Yakas, he uses his body well. Gets the knockdown. No one can take it. Number of players wrapped up. Looks like pain at the bottom of all that. So we'll have another ball up about 60 metres out from the Panthers' goal. On the attacking side, the wind's coming across from that way. So no one can win the footy. Yakas gets the second one. Mitch Payne picks up. He's taking the ground. Gives it out to Stevie Payne. He handballs the ball further afield. Now it's Evans. He can't take it. He's well wrapped up. Number of players thrown to the ground.
I reckon the Panthers have done a bit of work on Evans too. He's had the ball a couple of times.
Yeah, they've been
They're
hot on
quick
him.
to swoop on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? He was very good Nick last week.
He reminds me of a player we had here many years ago, played at Collie, and Jeremy Wasley. He same locks and all that, and got a lot of the footy. Anyway, back on half back for Margaret River. Stevie Payne can't take it. Now Carey Park have the numbers, but there's that man Evans. He swoops in. Handballs
did that exceptionally well.
Kalani Brooks. Now they've got a runner outside. Handballs inside. Probably overdoing the handball. Kalani Brooks. He gives a pretty clever there from young Donaldson. It certainly is. It's one hand. One bounce sort of thing. Margaret River slapped that ball on the boot. Out comes Bannister. He crashes the pack. No one can take it. Now we've got Margaret River on the loose. George, he's going to kick the ball inside 50. Just that horrible kick again. First back to the footy looks like Payne for Carey Park. He hits the ball forward. Rory O'Brien gallops out. He's in front of the AMR dugout.
You like you're saying gallop.
Yeah, he certainly did. He's going to get run down behind if he's too slow. There's a relay kick. It was a bit of an aggressive hit from behind from Payne of Mitch Payne. Now Lanigan takes the ball on the wing in front of us. He drives long towards King. He's in the box seat there as a Margaret River player. I can't pick up who it is. Wins a race back to the footy. Looked like Mitch Ellis.
Mitch Ellis is back on. Mitch Ellis is playing on King so he's given away a fair bit of height and weight.
I think they try to free up Link Adams, and they normally do. I
don't mind doing that either. Yeah. Link Adams across that half back line. He's a good playmaker.
Well, the umpires paid deliberate out of bounds. I did see a number of guys throw their hands in the air, and the umpires bought into it. So King's going to take a free kick. He's only about 25 metres out, but he's hard up against the boundary line on that right full forward pocket. So
big asset back, isn't he, Big King?
Yep. You'll have a good crack at this, Croney. I tell you what. Oh, just shallow.
Just narrow.
Yep. So 2-1 plays one straight. We're at about the 15, 16-minute mark of the first quarter.
And that's thanks to the Bank of Queensland too. You can put your money in the bank there and feel very safe, John. And I'll tell you what, this game is looking pretty good. We expected a good game of footy, and that's what it started off to be.
Yep, Burridge, he runs his quota. Kicks that right at it, swirled, it's hung, what's it done?
Payne just got his hand on it the last minute. He did very well there because that ball was swinging in the breeze, so he did very well, did Stevie Payne.
He certainly did. So Ruckman go to it now. So about 65 metres from the Carey Park goal. Boundary throw in. We've got Zahaf and Yakas. No one can win a knock. Or Yakas goes in. He goes in low. He gets the handball out. No one can pick it up now. His teammate's ball comes in towards Spivey. Paddles the ball once. And now he gives a quick handball to Brooks, I think it is. He drives the ball to half forward. In there is George. He can't take the footy. Dispossessed. Now Carey Park jump on it. Oh, he's paid the free kick. Probably lucky there, Mulholland. He chips over the top here to his teammate there in Harry Jones. He just chips down the line. He's got young Hutchison, is it? No, it's not. It's Bo Clark. He goes inside. Evans just gets a hand to it. Also,
brilliantly done, Evans.
It was well done. And he's been, what's he paid here?
Oh, wow.
Milham was very lucky then. Evans could have been the recipient of a free kick, but Milham goes long towards King. He's got Ellis behind. Ellis puts a fist into it. Now the Margaret River player there picks up the foot through Burridge. He's now dispossessed. Calvin Lawrence picks up ball. He's going to have a shot, but he handballs over top to his teammate. He goes wider towards Jones. No, it's Lanigan. He just stops, props, and
hits the post.
The way the goal umpire didn't move, it obviously hit the top of the post there, Croney.
It did hit the post, yeah.
Almost
should get a few more points for that. That's a pretty handy kick.
Yep, that was a good effort there by Brody Lanigan. So 2-2-14 plays one straight 6. So Burridge again, he goes out in that far side. Ruckman underneath it. Yakas, he almost takes a good mark there. He's outnumbered, but ball comes to ground. Player there, his teammate picks up the ball. Now there's a number of Margaret River players around. George, he goes inside to player there in Spivey. He's been busy. Cuts through the middle of the ground. Gets that low kick into centre half-forward. Up there they go. Out comes Bannister. He crashes with his teammate. He's quick enough to get back onto the footy there in, it was Donovan. Now goes over the top. There's a loose player outside. He chips over the top. Man on here. Well played. There's loose men everywhere for Margaret River, and it looks like I think it is Chadwick who's
Don't you
taken
hate that
the
when they
mark.
turn the wrong way?
Yeah.
Turn this way. We've got to teach them to do that.
I was going to say Donaldson, but he was the one involved earlier up here, and Wrigglesworth got the little kick over the top. And
I'll
Donaldson,
tell you what, that handball use of Margaret River is very, very good coming into that, what is a bit of a whip breeze.
probably he comes in deliberate approach, and he's put that straight through the middle. He has. So
Yeah, that's a
they
good
squeeze it
goal.
up again. A real good goal there from young Chadwick, and he squeezes up to two straight 12, trailed 2-2-14 as we sort of clock down to in the last 5 minutes of the first quarter. Yeah, they do flick it around. Sometimes probably a bit too much. It's more of a look-away handball.
I'm just wondering whether that breeze is a little bit stronger than we get it credit for, the amount of handball they're using through there.
And also that kick did hold up. I was watching when it went through the goal. It was going to go through easy, but it did hold up. So
The one at Bannisters did quite considerably there as well. And but that's a very good goal to AMR. 2-2 on that Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, plays 2 goals. There's not much in it, but gee, I tell you what, I'm loving the ball use.
yeah, and we've been a bit wrapped up with Yakas. I've been pretty impressed so far in this first 20 minutes, this first quarter. He's been sort
Big
of
Zane
everywhere.
Verhalf in there now.
Yep, Yakas gets it down to Evans. He can't take it. He's manhandled. Umpire says play on. Yakas goes in. Delilio.
You're not going
he's hung
anywhere.
and slung, and he's going nowhere fast.
Gee, that was a
Probably
good
lucky. I was going to
tackle.
see a few of the Margs boys putting their arms out. And they had every right to ask for a holding the ball there. Back right in the middle of the ground. Zahaff's in front. He hits it down. O'Brien, he slings it out the back. No one can pick it up. Evans goes in. He can't take it. In they go willingly. Kalani Brooks is in there. Speevy's in there. He taps out. Now a number of players over the footy on. Surely we'll have a ball up. Yep,
I'm going to give that a chance for Bunbury Moa Service tackle the game, because he was off,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you go, you're going nowhere, and
He
it's like a
was-
lackey.
The hook was onto him. In they go. Yakas goes again. He's down to Spivey. He's head over the footy. Tries to get through the Zahaff tackle. He can't. We're still inside the centre square, just on the attacking side for the AMR.
The good thing
12 plays,
about
14.
Yakas is he goes after his own footy
Yeah,
too.
he does. He keeps his feet. Over the back he goes to Jakey Rogers. He tries to beat the tackle. He should have handballed first up. Wrigglesworth picks up a loose ball. The umpire's called a sling tackle back towards Rogers.
Rogers will get the kick.
So he'll get the kick. It might have been advantage to let that go on, because I think Evans would have been the first to the footy, run through half forward and could have had a look at goal. But we come back to the middle of the ground and Jake Rogers will take the free
Yakas
kick.
will come off through the Harvey Norman interchange bench. That leaves Jack Hick back on
Yep,
for a well-needed spell. He's been very good early on, Yakas.
he certainly has. So Rogers comes out in front of the coach's box. Good lead up. So Margaret River going to win the race of the footy here. Player there in Roy George. Oh, boy George.
That one dropped because it looked like George was going to
Yeah,
take that
he was going
mark
to take
and
it on
then
the chest. That's right, and it pulled up a couple of metres in front of him. So Byron George, just
like a good
effort
spinner's
there.
offie.
Yep,
Leggy dropped.
dropped. So in the ruck now, who have we got here?
Looks like Hick will go with
Hick
her.
and Zerhalf. Hick gets the ball down. Rogers there, he can't take it. The Kerry Park player over it. Now they're wrapped up. Quick handball comes out. Evans picks up a loose ball. He goes in, but Cam Baker intercepts about 40 metres out from his defensive goal. He looks out of that far side. He goes deep back to Sam Brown. They've lost about 25 metres. He goes down high, hard and handsome down that wing. It's going to beat
I
everyone.
don't know about
It's-
handsome.
did
I
it-
think that might have been
Yeah, the wind got
too
on.
far.
It was funny because the wind's actually blowing it this way and the ball it got hold of the...
The person in the red beanie's got a stat from that. Do we
Yeah.
put that down on the scorecard?
No, he wasn't interested in going to get it. He's still sitting on the bonnet of the car. Get it yourself. You kicked it.
Fair call.
So 12 plays 14. Kerry Park with the slight advantage as we tick down to almost quarter time. So Stevie Payne will bring the ball back in. He's high half forward wing area. He plays on, comes back inside. Just gets to about 35, 40 metres out. Kerry Park, Brown puts a big fist on it. Picked up there by AMR. Mitch Payne.
Oh,
He stole
there
his
you go.
teammate there. And I think it was Kalani Brooks. It was a great tackle. I think it was DeLello. It was probably too
Yeah.
good a tackle, actually, because at a certain moment he put his hand on the footy. He was wrapped up.
He was solid.
He certainly was. So he flicks back. Great tack to Jakey Rogers. He just whacks it on the boot. And Bannister, he plays a couple of metres in front
Right
of his
spot,
opponent.
right time.
Yeah. Just get it on the boot, get it into a dangerous spot. There's nothing pretty about it. And
Tell you
who
what,
knows what could happen.
The tap by Bannister back to Rogers there was,
That was a great- it was
not
Hick.
from Hick back
Yeah.
to Rogers there was fantastic.
Yeah, obviously good talking out there because that was a direct play. And Rogers, with his strength, was able to get the kick through. So Bannister comes in. He's going to kick about 35, 40 metres. A Good looking kick too. The goal umpire barely moved. They go 3 straight 18. They lead Carey Park 2-2-14 as we tick into the last 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Gee, that was a very, very valuable goal.
It certainly was.
AMR in the dying minutes of this quarter. And I tell you what, it was just about a set play. Hick back to Rogers.
Yeah.
I think the kick in forward was a little bit lucky, but if you're playing in front, you're always going to be a bit of a chance. He was lucky he was on the right side and read it pretty well. But for AMR, 3 goals into what we think is a little bit of a breeze is a pretty handy effort.
I think we've seen a bit of this last week. It was just a couple of things that let them down, but it hasn't been pretty going in, but they've tidied up. It's probably that handball, maybe one too many, but they're prepared to do it, and that's sort of see good sides do that, and it's been a strength of theirs over the years when they win their premiership. So can they go? And again, Hicks in the middle of the ground. He hits forward. Mitch Payne's going to run onto the loose ball. He picks up. Well done. He's brought to ground by Milhan. And the umpire's going to say, give it here. We'll have another throw up.
Well, that's a plus about Jack Hick. I mean, he's running in the ruck. Acker's done a very good job. Now, Hick has lost nothing since he's gone in there.
I actually think that's a real good move because you tend to go a bit to sleep when you're stuck in that goal square sometimes. And I think he's the sort of player you've got to keep playing with him and moving
especially when he hasn't played for a lot.
Yeah, Evans picks up a loose ball. He handballs that ball forward. Oh, well done there by the player in
Brilliantly
Donaldson.
done.
Very well. Moves Stevie Payne. He handballs inside to Byron George. Just too slow to get rid of it. As you can hear, the timekeeper not too happy. He's run down there by Harry Jones when he was about 30 metres out, about to kick a goal. So
wasn't that horrible feeling? I'm finally going to get my name in the paper and on radio.
No, he's not.
Now it's all coming back the other way.
So Cam Baker's marked the relieving kick. He's driven that ball out to that far wing now. Who's in front? Number of players go. No one can win the footy. Oh, great pace there from Tetlow, but he can't keep it in. Right on that far wing position, she rolls out of bounds. 18 plays 14. Margaret River with their noses in front.
That's on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Thanks to all our sponsors.
He had his name all over. He was running back to the middle cranny before he got boot the ball, and he was going nowhere. It was a good tackle. Ball goes up. Hicks wrapped up. Play onto the call. It comes out the back. Mitch Payne whacks it onto the boot. Gets it across the half forward. Now Jones runs onto a loose ball. Well picked up there below the knees. An inside-out torpedo. Margaret have the numbers back here. It's beaten. It's bowled everyone. Morgan's going to win the race back to footy as he's wrapped up. Well wrapped up there by the player there for Carey Park in Gadecki. Well, loose ball, too slow, son. Young Hutchison, way too slow. He's going to pay the price.
That's what happens. You need to do that first option. Second-guessed himself.
You've got a player the size of King, one-on-one deep in attack with no one around.
Kick.
That's a great kick across to Stevie Payne into the teeth of the
runners
breeze.
On the outside.
He's got Link Adams running for it now. Just sits below his knees. He bends over to pick it up. He has to go back to Stevie Payne. I reckon I'll be looking to come back inside. He does. Squeezes in towards Bo Morgan inside the centre square. Now Margaret River away. Player in Kalani Brooks runs through the middle of the ground. Horrible looking kick end to end. It's going to roll across that half forward flank. Evans went and raced the ball. Ooh. Well done there by the Carey Park player in pick him up, young Russell. Sock it out. Now inside Jackson Bell runs on that far wing. Drives to centre half forward. Lawrence, he looks around instead of going for the ball. King tries to double paddle. Lawrence picks up a loose ball. He's wrapped up. He breaks a tackle of Ellis. Slips to the top of the goal square. A half. He can't get his mitts on the footy. It bounces wide of the goal mouth. Through for a minor score. Carey Park 2-3-15. Trail Margaret River 3 straight.
I thought it was going to go through and if it's going to touch it. But
looked like it was going to work for him. But
it bounced left and right. Of course, we're looking for best on ground too. Thanks to WA Carpet Supermarket. And I tell you what, the way they're going, there's quite a few players putting their hand up for that this afternoon.
Yep, that was a good kick coming through. Mitch Payne's underneath it. He's got the height advantage. He stands there and takes it on the second and third.
Very strong.
Now he plays on very quick. I like what they're doing, moving that ball quick. He goes out wide out there to a player there in Donaldson. He runs onto a loose ball, goes one way or the other, and then he's just stepped over the boundary line, and we'll have a ball in. So very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
18 plays 2-3-15. Margaret River will be very happy with the opportunities they've created and hit the scoreboard, kicking into that swirly breeze. So Yakas, over the top went Morris. He taps down. Bell, check sides out over the top. Oh, well done there. Good run from Milham. He goes on by the left boot. King's one out, deep down there. Paddles that ball down instead of trying to mark it. Zahaf, he hits it forward. Lawrence, it goes over his head. Through for a minor score. Carey Park moved to 2-4-16, trailing AMR 3 straight 18.
Interesting tactics that Ellis has got on King. He's given away a bit of height, but he's hitting it from behind and getting a bit of a run at him.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's not trying to body up with him, which is clever. So Watson, he just goes over the top there. I think it's Wrigglesworth out on a half-back flank in front of the Carey Park dugout. Comes down the line on this wing. Who's underneath it? Mitch Payne can't mark, but Harry Jones at the back, he's recipient of the mark. He drives into centre forward. Not the best-looking kick. At the back is Stevie Payne. He juggles 1, 2 and 3, and he takes a...
Considering Jagger, we're going to give him a bit of a CPR outdoor centre mark.
He concedes about 20 metres and goes back towards Beau Morgan, deep into the back pocket. He just goes down the line. Chip puts that down the line. Bell comes from Carey Park, spoils the ball forward on the 50-metre line. Inside, great handball to his opponent there, teammate there, but cut off there by Morgan. He comes down the line towards Wrigglesworth at half-back and takes a good mark. So they just hold up attack again to Margaret River. So Mitch Payne takes the ball right on the defensive 50-metre mark, and he just slows things down. Down the wing they come. Number of players hit the deck. Almost a good mark by Mulholland. No one can take it. Hick racks up. Morris, is it? No, it's pretty willing out there. That's what it is. It was Brown.
Oh, it's been a great game.
Full back and full forward. A fair
great
way
quarter.
Up the ground. I keep feeling young DeLilio. I can't. I'm conscious not to get his name wrong, Mr. Lello. But he was a player that runs through half forward. Milham whacks it on the boot. Tetlow, who's going to win the race to the footy?
Oh, nicely
Looks
played.
like Hick, was it? He just sidesteps, but he drives that towards Payne for Carey Park. Over the top went Mulholland. Now Margaret River, they got the runners inside. Spivey, onto the right boot he goes. Inside forward. Byron George, at the back there's Cam Baker. Had the side, drops what he should have taken. He's in trouble here. He's got the ball. He just luckily gets it out to Liam Stewart. He flicks it back, but Mitch Payne's going to get the loose ball. He's going to be tackled from behind. Too slow. Obviously no talk. Play on's a call. Very lucky there. Margaret River, Stevie Payne just chips that ball down the line to Donaldson, is it? He takes a mark almost 50 metres out. I think if he's not quick, the siren's going to beat him. He just wheels and goes down to the top of the square. Hick's got the sit at the back. Oh, well done there by Baker, is it? Cam Baker takes a real strong mark in front. He switches the play to Mulholland. Deep in the back pocket. He comes top side now. Down this wing. What's he got on offer? It's Tetlow, is it? He takes an uncontested mark in front of us. Wheels inside, looks to the centre, true centre forward position. Lanigan takes the ball inside the centre square. Wheels and goes. He's got King one out. Puts it down deep into attack. Alice is wrestling. Oh, Alice does well to come forward. Picked up there by a player or switched out to Stevie Payne on that deep half-back flank. He goes down the line to Evans on the wing. He's got a paddock if it sits for him. It does. What will he do? He should have a bounce, but he elects to kick the ball forward. Goes towards Byron George. Oh, he dives. Almost broke his back. I tell you what, fair effort. Baker picks it up, but Ellis intercepts a handball. He breaks a tackle. He runs to about 55 metres out, just chips it into Spivey. He marks 45 metres, gives it back to Ellis. He runs towards goal. Oh, luck's of fortune is no. Bannister can't take it. If he can flick it back, he's got a crummer there all on his own, but the siren's going to beat him, is it? It's going to be a ball up. Play on's the call at the top of the square for Margaret River. We're going to have a ball up. Pretty much on siren time. It's going to take a free kick or whatever. 5 seconds to go, so this will take a Jackie Chan effort, Craney.
Yeah, someone's got to put their boot into it.
Bannister does. He brings it down, but Carey Parks through Russell. Big sweeping handball. And as you hear, this right on siren time. So Margaret River 3 straight 18. Lead Carey Park 2-4-16. So very entertaining quarter. Sees the Margaret River Hawks with their noses just in front at quarter time.
A great quarter of footy. Very, very enjoyable. Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour. MGIB, we better take a little bit of a breath, John. That was full on, wasn't it? And we'll be back after the break for quarter 2. And welcome back to SEN Spirit's coverage of the Southwest Football League. And what a quarter of footy that was. Absolutely brilliant. Credit to both sides. The ball was absolutely whizzing. Plenty of physicality. And at quarter time in the clash between Augusta Margaret River and Carey Park season, Augusta Margaret River 3 goals straight 18. Fantastic kicking considering the breeze is swirly. They lead Carey Park 2 goals 4-16. And we think that Carey Park were going with the aid of what would be a couple of goals breeze. So it was pretty handy for the AMR side. Goals to Yakis for AMR, Bannister and Chadwick. And for Carey Park, Calvin Lawrence had one, which was an absolute beauty. And Ryan King won. But a very, very good quarter of footy. Be interesting to see, John Bajetta, how much that breeze is worth in this quarter and if AMR can make the most of it.
Yeah, well, they got the firepower up forward, so and they seem to be getting enough midfield ball, so they just got to be direct and just get it in and give their forwards an opportunity. So Yeah, don't muck around with it going wide. Probably a couple of times Carey Park may have been a bit wide or a bit slow to get it into King. So if Margaret River can get it in deep and quick, you should be thinking they could hit the scoreboard and maybe blow this open.
We're about to get quarter 2 underway. Umpire's just checking everything. Holds the ball a loss. This is SEN Spirit, and this is John Bajetta.
Yakas wins the ball forward. Jackson Bell cuts it off. He's wrapped up in a good tackle, and we're going nowhere. We'll have take 2 in the middle of the ground. So there's a couple of matchups there.
For Southern Lock and Security, yes.
Yep. Yakas, he's wrapped up. The umpire says play on. He's
just trying to kick it out of
tries to get it in. He goes back in and hits it out towards Ellis. He gives a quick handball out towards Spivey. He goes towards Hick. He can't win the footy. On the ground, he just hits it back. Horsey goes in. Good pick up, one hand, but he's well tackled. Now a number of players around it. Baker picks it up. What's he doing? He's going back towards Jones. He can't take it. Now Margaret Rivers, high tackle there. Play on's a call. It's coming out, is it? No one can win the footy. There's a number of players wrapped up around it. Now Bell, he's almost tackled before he got rid of it. Play on's a call. Good pick up there by Bo Clark. He's now handballed to Horsey. He gives back to Bo Clark. Just a horrible looking kick towards Lanigan. He's good enough to take it. Squeezes a handball towards Russell. He goes down the line, but Bo Morgan stands in front of Zahaf and takes an uncontested mark on this wing. He goes, say, long and high. That was a horrible looking kick. Spivey quickly gives it back to Yakas.
Did he just miss the mark or did he tap it over the top?
Well done there by Horsey. That's a great intercept mark taken in front of the player there in Hick. He switches the play across to Mulholland in the other back pocket. He's got Bo Clark at half back. He takes a mark in front of his opponent there in Burridge. So he's held up play. He hasn't got a lot on offer down the line. I don't want to kick too close to the boundary. It'll go out in the full. Anyway, Zahaf in front. Almost a good mark there by Yakas. He gets back on it. Throw out there towards Calvin Lawrence. He handballs over top to O'Brien. He takes the ball. Handballs back to Lawrence. He gets through. He's got a loose over the top there in Tetlow. He has one bounce. He tries to have another, but he can't. He runs. He's just an up and under. Not the best kick, but King's in the box seat here. He's going to mark this. He swallows it.
Gee, wasn't it well played between Calvin Lawrence and
O'Brien
down here. How much great footy's played between them over the years, and they worked that ball through a very crowded line, and of course the kick come off the side, which left the big fella in the best position. He made no mistake about taking that mark.
He kept his eyes on the ball the whole time, and Ellis was more worried about the player than the ball. And
that's the beauty of being a forward.
Yep. So in he comes from about 28 metres out. He's allowed for it well, Carey. That's come. Must have swung very late. Behind, so I thought that was through, but anyway, 2-5-17, plays 3 straight.
Better start scribbling that out because I thought that was a fantastic kick. Must have curled after it went past the post.
Because the goal umpire barely moved. But anyway, he's there, and we're a long way from it.
Not many Carey Park people.
No one argued.
So there must have been.
So Burridge, his job to bring it back. What's he going to do? He's going to go pretty much down the middle of the ground, out towards this side. Morris, almost a good mark taken there by Armstrong. He can't take it. Now Rogers goes in. Armstrong on all fours, gets up, handballs over top to Rogers. He wants to get rid of it. He's going to get dropping the ball. He comes back towards his teammate there in Watson. He drives it down the wing. Well done there. Good roving. Goes towards Ellis. He's got O'Brien. Can't get chicken wing him. He just gets the ball onto the boot. Gets it inside 50 towards Hick. Intercepted by Sam Brown. Number play. He's taken without the footy. So very lucky there because Margaret had the crummers running onto the loose ball. So Sam Brown,
kick.
True centre back position. He doesn't know where he's going. All his teammates are stopped, so he just goes high up and under. Zahaf's the big man underneath it. Through comes Morgan, puts a fist into it. Now the loose ball goes towards Yakas. He picks up. He goes one way or the other. It just pokes it through to Jakey Rogers, who stands there and lets them tackle him, bring him to ground. It took a couple, but we got a
time stood still there for that little passage of play.
It certainly
Everything's been played at a frenetic pace, but that one just seemed to calm.
Morris double hits down. There's no one there. Margaret River through Watson, was it? Handballs back. Kick goes up and under from Stevie Payne. Morris for Carey Park. Goes towards Milham. O'Brien's handball's loose. Number of players over the top. Kalani Brooks racks up a number of players there. Stacks on. And we'll have a ball up. Milham and Rory O'Brien are the two on the bottom. Right on this centre wing in front of us. Ball up. 18 plays 17. Yakas goes back. No one can take it. Now the player there from Armstrong, one way or the other, gives it towards
clever little kick.
Kalani Brooks. He squeezed that kick. Now Evans runs into the 50-metre mark. He just goes bang from 50 right on the paint there. Kept it low. She's gone straight over the goal umpire's head, and that's a goal of a class player, Croney.
That is, and that'll go down as Western All Pest Services contender as goal of the day. But I love the way that was worked through there by AMR. And Evans, he sussed that out very, very quickly. There was no one in the square. There's a fair bit of breeze behind him, and he thought, now I can do this, and he did it very, very well.
I tell you what, he's a
very good pickup.
He's a very good player. He's probably not polished as we've seen, but I tell you what, you wouldn't want to be running with him all day. They tell me he's a surfer. He's obviously got a good aerobic capacity.
I reckon the Panthers put a bit of work into him, though, so he's doing pretty well to still have a very big impact on this game with a fair bit of pressure.
He's had a lot of footy. Yeah, he's probably had a lot more than we've called because it's been very quick and there's been players all around him, but the more I see him, the more I'm getting to like
he's a good one to call because he's a standout.
Yeah, and you can pick him from anywhere. Yakas, he goes towards Evans.
Good
this time,
Milhouse,
he picks up. Now Bell, there he goes again. Evans, he goes towards Mitch Payne. He squeezes out to Stevie Payne. Takes the mark at half back. Handballs back to defensive 50 to Morgan. He squeezes that kick down the wing towards Yakas. Jeez, he's covered some ground this bloke.
He is huge, isn't he?
Yeah. If he had marked that, it was a real good effort because he had to dive. But
I love the way he just doesn't let it hit the ground. Once it hits the deck, he's into it again. He's got second and third efforts.
Yeah, he'd be knackered by 3/4 time if he keeps going at this rate. But he gives it all, that's for sure. So boundary shown on that far wing. Morris and Yakas. Morris this time. Jackson Bell can't take it. Whacks it on the boot. Up and under. He's rewarded, is he? He's got a free kick.
I don't know whether Hick's been playing down Pemberton, but he's still got a fair bit of footy now, hasn't he? He's got touch, so he must have been playing somewhere.
He played a couple of games here and there. Lawrence, the ball just dropped short, and he marks that 49 metres out from the defensive goal. A couple of metres in front of Link Adams. He won't be happy with that, but you play in front on days like today, and you're more than
especially going to that scoreboard end.
It's going to
that
drop
ball
short.
is dropping. This will test Lawrence.
It'll take a good kick. He's going to kick from about 51 metres. He tries to play on. He squeezes another 2 yards. That's a horrible kick. Bo Morgan just stands there and takes it 30 metres out.
Bo Morgan did very well there. That was a tricky one.
Stevie Payne goes down the line. He's found his teammate there in Kalani Brooks. Deep on that half-back flank, squeeze up on that scoreboard side. What's he going to do? He's going to go down towards that wing area. Yakas, there he comes. He takes an uncontested mark. Handballs inside to Mitch Payne. He gives that ball to centre forward. Cam Baker's in the box seat. He takes a great mark at the true centre.
He's a good defender, this Baker.
He kept eyes on ball the whole time then, and he's cut off an attacking move from AMR. He just chips over the top. Dangerous kick, because that's set up Milham. Evans comes in. Is he going to take two? This time he kicks to the run of... Is it Byron George? Will it sit for him? No, it won't. The Carey Park defender through Jones just whacks that through for a defensive behind.
The idea was there, but the pace
certainly
wasn't.
Was, yeah. It's probably 2 metres too far in front of him, but definitely the idea. Maybe he should have run a yard or two himself and just said, nah, this is my
We're looking
my
for a
time.
rising star through for Hemp Brothers, Western Australia's most trusted hemp-based products. So keep an eye out for them, John, the rising star.
Oh, that's a free kick, is it? Play on's a call. The Margaret River player was a bit unlucky. He went under the arms of Mulholland. Payne, he handballs out towards Rory O'Brien.
Oh, they had a run on them
They
too.
certainly did. He missed everything, and she's gone out of bounds on that far wing. 4-1 at 25, plays 2-5-17. A handy 7-point lead to Margaret River.
Thanks to City and Regional Fuels too. Keep your petrol topped up and your diesel running, Johnny.
That's it, mate. Keep the big engine rolling.
Keep the big engine rolling.
Yakas, over the back it goes. Who's going to win onto it? Mitch Payne picks up. He goes towards Stevie Payne. He's up and under, inside the attacking 50. Oh, Baker, that's a great mark, standing still under the pack. He's taken a very good defensive mark, about 48 metres out from his defensive goal. He's going to switch the play back to Sam Brown, deep in defence. He's got Mulholland. Oh, that's a shocking kick.
This is dangerous.
Wrigglesworth's just going to run in onto this. The ball's going to sit for him. He should go for home. He does, or not deep enough. Brown takes a relieving mark. He misses what he should have taken.
I think he was in two minds there.
Yeah.
He should have just belted it.
He should have done. But anyways, gets back. But that's a terrible kick. And in there was Wrigglesworth for take two. He takes a mark, 55 out. Bombs it back in. Bannister's 2-on-1, 3-on-1. No one can take the mark. In there went George. He handballs over the back. Is it Bannister again? He tries to soccer off the ground. Hick goes in and lays a tackle. No one can pick it up. It looks like Mulholland trying to paddle the ball. He's wrapped up. What will the umpire say? Without the ball. So Carey Park, luckily there, Jackson Bell was recipient of the free kick, deep into his defence.
Defending pretty well, the Panthers there.
Well,
they nearly made a mistake because there was two Panthers up and left a Margaret River player down, but they got away with it.
Yep, Bell comes down the line up towards that wing area. Morris can't take the mark for Carey Park. Now Mitch Payne, he handballs out to wider to Stevie Payne. Oh, that's a good kick, and that's a good mark there by, when he turns around, it might be Brooks, is it? When he just get a look at his number. So whoever it is, they're deep on that far side and up against the boundary.
If they drop this, John, we'll be putting them down for Western All Pest Services goal of the day.
Yeah,
because this is very, very tricky.
Yep. This will take a very, very good kick. We see Bannister coming off with a bit of claret, is it?
Yeah,
coming
he
out of the
looks
gob. So
I'll tell you what.
he's dobbed it. There
He
you go.
has done an outstanding
I'll get
effort.
his number when he turns around. They've got 3 or 4 of them young blokes with the dark hair all look the same. So it might be Donaldson, actually. They've got Chadwick could be. Turns around. He's not going to do it.
Keep an eye on him, John. I'll watch the rest of it. But that was a very good goal. That, in fact, I didn't give him much of a chance from there with that breeze sort of set up. But he sort of put it up and it played with the breeze. So we're giving it to.
I think it was young Chadwick, but no, it wasn't because he's here in front of me.
That leaves Donaldson.
Yeah, Donaldson, 8. Yep. It was a. They've been surging forward and they've kept that ball, and every time Carey Parker got out, it's been under pressure and they've whacked it back in. I said, I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. When they fine-tune a bit over the next few weeks,
they're going to be a lot better side
they're going to be
in the finals.
I tell you now, Craney, they're a top 3 side.
Absolutely. And 5-1 in these swirly conditions.
There you go. Yakas down to Evans. He's having a field day. He just bombs that into the forward. Baker's underneath it. He'll take a relieving mark, which he does inside the 50-metre defensive zone. So luckily he's taken a few good marks back there and saved the Panthers on numerous occasions. He just squeezes out wide there to a teammate in, is it Russell, I think it is, on that far side. He comes inside to the young fella in Delello. He's still on his defensive half-back line. He's got Jakey Rogers on the line. Delello off one step down the wing. Number of players up and under. Baker, is it? No, Morris for Carey Park. He couldn't mark it. Bo Morgan goes, he stripped to the footy. Mulholland
good handball out the back.
The Carey Park
bounce on his end.
They got numbers around it. Evans has wrapped up Milham. He's going nowhere. We'll have a ball up right on that centre.
That's why
wing.
We love footy, don't we? That ball bounced on its end, didn't it? He was away.
He was grabbing it and the ball was bouncing back the other way. It was like a little kid saying, try and catch me. Morris taps it down. Evans can't get it. Now a number of players. Milham goes in. He picks up. He's got an outskirt there. His teammate. He's put him under all sorts of pressure. Can't pick up who it is out there, but he's under all sorts. Was he penalised for dropping the ball? He was. So, recipient of the free kick out there is Quinn Donaldson, right on that wing, but he's hard up against the boundary line.
I'm putting him down for a Bunbury Mile Service tackle.
Was a good tackle.
Too.
Good kick. That was a good leg, that. But again, Baker, he's in the box seat. That's got to be a mark, and it is.
He's taken some marks
he
back
has.
there.
He looks strong under the footy. You can see when he's got his...
He's only a young fella too, isn't he?
When he's set under it, there's not many guys who'll get the ball off him. Just got to fix up that kicking style. Up and under, down that wing again. Who's underneath it? Yakas comes out. Morris from behind. No one can take it. Liam Short's wrapped up. He's going nowhere. Jakey Rogers has got him in the bear hug. He says, you're going nowhere, son. Give the umpire back to
I think the tackle of the day is that one in the middle, but I can't remember who did it. That was on elastic band.
Yeah. That could have been Jake Rogers there too, actually.
Let's give it to Jay Rogers. I'll put him down for that.
So Yakas goes through. No one can take it. Number of players around it. We've got a bit of a stalemate. Ooh, almost a sling tackle there. But young Hutchison was lucky. He wasn't let go because he would have slammed into the turf and he would have been a bit worse for wear when he got up. So 31 plays 17. Margaret River handy advantage. Picked up there by the Carey Park player at half-back. His handball's intercepted.
Nice.
Now Margaret River moving the footy. Spivey, he's been a little bit quiet early part of the second quarter. Gets a good handball towards Payne. Over the top. Comes out towards... Donaldson, is it? He gets it on Chadwick. He goes long, but down there all on his own is Mulholland. Just kicking blindly. Probably had teammates
not
around
the best
him.
Option there.
No, it's a good
You
opportunity.
can't kick 90.
No. So out wide, Mulholland goes towards Brodie Morris. The ball beats him out of bounds near the ambulance gate, and she trickles over the line. So we'll have a ball in.
So that young Baker he'd be putting his hand up for that Hemp Brothers, Western Australia's most trusted Hemp Brothers product as a rising star.
Yeah, he's done very well. He's
positions himself very nicely.
So Milham's low handball goes towards Lanigan. Milham must have been held after he got rid of the footy. So we'll be recipient of a relay free kick.
They could do one with here, the Panthers.
It was Hutchison, was it? He goes down the line, but a good mark out there by Link Adams on that far wing. Just read the flight of the ball a bit better than Lanigan then. They're going to stay on that far side. It's just up and down that line. So Baker again in the box seat. Over the top went Mulholland. Hutchins runs onto the loose ball. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. So right where
I don't think he really wanted to, John.
No, but he should have because he had a couple of teammates there. And they could
a bit of a yak around it.
Yeah. There's no Yakis in that, Croney.
No, that's right. Thanks, Harvey Norman. Interchange benches getting a fair workout.
Yep.
And that's going to be the key to this too. There's going to be some tired players. This is played a good pace.
Jakey Rogers gets the ball, whacks it into the attacking zone, but it's going to go out of bounds about 30 metres around from his attacking goal.
Oh, that's attacking that silver van. That's what that was, John.
Out of bounds on the full. 31 plays 17. So the scoring's dried up, but Margaret River are pressing. So Brown brings the ball back. He stays on that far side. Down towards half-back he goes. Ruckman, they all slip over. Milham can't take it. There's
a kick in there.
A kick to Brodie Morris. He must have been interfered with when Yakis fell over. So Morris at half-back. He just goes down that line, pokes it forward. Who's going to take the ball? Up comes Mitch Berridge. He can't take it, but his teammates have got their numbers around it. Now Evans is it. He can't take it. Picked up there by the Carey Park player. His kick smothered. Now Margaret River go forward. Stevie Payne. He drives to the top of the goal square. This time, Hicks, not Hick. There was a real good mark taken there by Oscar Armstrong. He just nudged his opponent under the ball in Sam Brown. He took the mark in the goal, pretty much on top of the goal square on his chest, and he should go back and put number 6 on the board for the AMR team.
Well, he's a good player, Oscar Armstrong. Probably a little bit quieter today, but he's a very valuable asset to him because he can do exactly that.
That was a good mark.
He plays tall.
It was a very good mark because Sammy Brown's not a small lad, and he moved him out of the way quite easily, and he's put that straight over the goal.
Just as well he did, because I already put that down. And I tell you what, they just move away a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, they're looking.
AMR.
It is a scrappy day with the conditions, but as I said before, I'm liking what I'm seeing from them, and I said once they get a couple of their key prime movers back in this side.
The difference in AMR this week to last week is those handballs are sticking.
Yeah,
and they're very, very slick coming out those packs where they need to be. I mean, there's still a lot of footy left to play in this game at the moment, but what they've showed in that first half has been pretty good.
They're putting their kicks, Steve. A couple of times they've been to no one, but last week they were putting them to half forward and missing their target, where today they've gone over half forward, gone closer to goal, and they've either run onto a couple or taken a good mark. Yeah, a couple of times they've been kicked to a Carey Park jumper, but when you're on the move, get it deep, get it into a dangerous spot. Don't get cut off at half forward where it's just going to rebound.
It's amazing they've had the same amount of scoring shots, 7 scoring shots apiece.
6-1 to 2-5, 37 plays 17. So Jakey Rogers in the middle of the ground. He's just going to whack this on the boot. He does. Up and under into half forward she goes. Baker and Hick comes out. He can't take a big grab, but he's all over it. Now players on the stacks on the middle at centre half forward. Umpire said, give it here. Just about 40 metres out, directly in front of the Margaret River goal.
I think Big Jack Hick was going to get that. He had eyes on that from a long way back.
He had mitts on it, but he was 5 deep, but it's showing he's getting closer, Crane. That's a real good knock. Oh, clever handball from George out towards Spivey. He's got time and space, probably a bit too casual on the left foot. He could have straightened up. He's put that, did it go through? It did. It squeezed through from behind. I thought she went out on the full. But he had more time then, and you can see he's not happy with himself because he realised that once he got the boot.
Plus, he's blotted the copybook now. Look, 6 goals too, Spivey.
6-2, 38.
Brilliant handball out of there by George.
It was a very good handball, very slick. So,
good crowd in attendance.
Yeah, it is a good crowd.
Across the park.
Cars all around the oval, a number of people, good number of people in front of us. They always get good patronage from their local supporters. So Brown goes out the other side, that helicopter kick and hits Stevie Payne on the chest. Must have been touched. He plays on the left boot. He comes 30 metres out from goal. There's a hold free kick.
Oh, he's been put down.
Oh, he got hit behind. Yep, he was put down after he kicked it. And Jack Hick's going to go back. Is he? Yep.
Everyone's putting their hand up for
about
it.
35 metres out directly in front. And there's no need to do that. I mean, you're still in the game. You're just hanging in there. But now that just...
It's that little bit of discipline that comes... Mind you, there's a very fine line between it nowadays, isn't there?
I mean, the thing was they had 3-on-1 on the far side and it's hit the one on the chest. It must have been touched in between them all, but they can't blame anyone bar himself. Hick's gone back and put that through the middle. He's got his first welcome back to the club. And they move to a handy 7-2, leading Carey Park 2-5. So establishing a very handy lead. So it's 44 plays 17. Crazy.
Pretty happy about all that too.
Yeah. As I said,
AMR guys.
He could be a very big asset to him going forward if he keeps his head in the game.
No, look, they're just working away on this AMR and they're working the ball very well. But I'm liking the handball to advantage. And Stevie Payne, well, he's just into everything. Got put down a bit late.
He just uses the ball like he's one of them players that seems to have time when he gets hold of the footy. He doesn't panic. Obviously, he's been around. He's played a lot of waffle football. Doesn't matter how old or how
Just
slow
looking
you're
at
getting.
that, I think that was Oscar Armstrong that kicked that goal.
Maybe he was a recipient, yep. Yeah, well, he's kicked the last two, so I did see him blow a kiss to the sky, so obviously a bit of meaning to his efforts today, so well done, young fella. Back in the middle of the ground, Yakas and Vahav. Yakas goes to him, so love watching him playing, Craney. He's
like Stephen Michael,
becoming a bit of a cult. In the middle of the ground, we've got a high tackle to Jackson Bell, so he'll try and drive the Panthers forward and hit the scoreboard. Oh, he slips as he goes to take off. Tracks back, puts it in a forward drive, and what's he going to do? He's going to come out this side. Lanigan's leading. He's got to lead harder up than that. Now Spivey intercepts. Play on's the call. He handballs to Yakas. He goes one way or the other. He's almost a bit like a Jimmy Steins. Oh, well done there, Kalani Brooks. Into Donaldson. He goes to Spivey. He runs to 50. He lays the ears back, and what way is it going to bounce? It bounces just the left-hand side of the goalpost.
Gee, it's very well worked.
It was. Goals through for a behind. And that could have been a very, very
just well Darren McDonald's, but he'd be down giving young Yakas a couple of drinks because he's been very, very good.
Payne off hands. He goes back to Mitch Payne. His kick smothered. Yakas slides in. Hutchison slides in. No one can win the footy. Number of players all around it. What's it going to do? Squeeze out. Milham's got it. He can't beat tackles, and the umpire said, "Give it here." Right on half-back flank for Carey Park on that far side. Oh, 43, I think he just plays 17. 45
Thanks to the Bank of
17.
Queensland for your support this afternoon in what is a very good game of footy. Gee, it's entertaining to watch, isn't it? The crowd's got their value.
It's moving pretty quick for a swirly day. It is moving quite well. So Brian can't take the footy. Now it comes to Kelvin Lawrence. He can't take it. Well, he tries to soccer. Fair enough. Even I seen that, Croney. So the player there, the AMR young bloke on that far wing, it could be young George, is it? He could be the recipient of the free kick.
There's a couple that look very, very similar.
A couple try about 10.
They even moved the same.
When you're 180 metres away from him, a dangerous kick, but across he comes to Mitch Ellis. He's taking the mark in the middle of the ground. On the left foot he goes to Burridge. So the half-backs have right up almost centre forward to the middle of the ground. He's on his trusty left foot. He drives the ball out to the teammates here. Hick hits a loose ball. He just picks up around the shoulder. He goes just a bit tight, and he misses to the left-hand side for another behind.
We've said it a few times, John. He's a big asset.
Yeah.
He's Hick. He can run through the middle in the ruck, but his forward line, his touch, is huge.
Like I say, give him 2 or 3 games when he gets
just that marking back again.
He looks fit. Just watching him, he's not carrying any weight. He's a fairly lean fellow anyway. So yeah, definitely going to be a handy asset. So 7-4. We'll say. Get that total up, 42 and 4 is 46. Plays.
You could hear the brain rattling a bit there, mate.
She was rattling, mate. There's a few loose coins up there. No, Holland plays on. He comes long, high and handsome out to this wing. Carey Park, Lanigan, good mark in front. Play on. He just spilt. Oh, Bell's crunched as he goes to get rid of it. And he's probably lucky. It was a good tackle. There's nothing wrong with that. Now there's a bit of what to do. And the boys are getting to know themselves. And,
changing phone numbers here.
Yeah.
Well, there's one.
Yeah.
One's in a bit of trouble there.
So just move the ball and they'll soon disperse. So Bell comes out towards Lanigan. Spivey runs into him. Play on's the call. He's going to run down behind. Chips over the top. Lazy kick. Milham. He's set upon by a number of Margaret River players. And a real good effort there from Ben Watson to bring the ball over the boundary line just near the... right in front of the vocal Margaret River crowd, as you can probably hear in the effects.
Big Jake Rogers, he doesn't give an inch, does he?
He shouldn't have to either. So if you run into him, you know you've run into him. You're going to come off second best more than likely. So right in front of us, Morris and Yakas goes towards Morris direction. Yakas just gets in front. He's just hungry for the footy. Luke Hutchison grabs it. He's taken by Link Adams. He's brought to ground and a real good tackle. So it's just gone up a notch to the heat in this game, Craney. And some of these boys are just picking the wrong targets. Yeah, Jackson Bell gets it onto the boot. It goes towards the half. At the back's Watson. He can't take it. Now... the Carey Park
ball
player,
stayed in.
He couldn't. Number of players. Link Adams, he handballs back inside. Watson got one way or the other. Over the top. Clever handball towards Evans. He just chip kicks. A kick smothered. Picked up there by Milham. It's handballs squeeze out to Hutchinson. Bo Morgan's met him high. I tell you what, we can see the high tackle. He's probably a bit unlucky, the young fella in Hutchinson. She's getting willing out.
She's getting a bit willing, all right.
I'm actually enjoying this, Craney. Yeah. It's good to see if you're built like Tarzan, play like Tarzan, and we're seeing that by some of these boys.
Look at Stevie Payne out on
Burridge,
his
the left footer, unfortunately, but he's still got yardage out there. It's got a bounce, roll and whatever, but he's got a paddock. He's got King chasing him. He's got 2 or 3 spare teammates. He goes back to Ellis. He He now squeezes down the line towards his teammate in Watson.
How does Stevie Payne get that much space by
He's
himself?
still going. He's behind the play, but no one's showing any interest in him, so they're going to pay the price. Now AMR, Donaldson, he's taken high. Play on's the call. Number of players, but he wins the race back to the footy. Head over the footy. He's picked it up in front of the Carey Park player there in Mitchell
Because you can say that his half forward is on by himself, but he gets too much of the footy to be allowed that much space.
I mean, he's half back and he's running. He's had about 7 kicks at half forward this
I'll tell
quarter.
you what, this game is warming up thanks to Hearth House. Get that feeling too. Find your smart home climate control systems at Hearth House.
So Bell, he just big up and under. Now an uncontested mark taken there by Burridge, right on the point of the centre square. He's going to drive his team to the top of the goal square. A good lead coming out there from Hickers. He can't take the mark. He's surrounded by Carey Park players. Harry Jones down the line, gives it towards his teammate there in Depiazzi. He goes back inside to Jones. Not the best of handballs. Now players all around the footy, and Lannigan is wrapped up. Just they get so far, and then just a bad disposal is.
That's what you love about
over.
local footy, isn't it? This is an absolute rigid-edge, top-knot game of footy.
Yep, there's playing for keeps. Yakas, it's a hold, is it? Yep.
He had a hand on the shoulder there, young Morris.
Brody Morris at half back. He's just going to go down the line on this wing. Burridge is going to cut this off. No, Delello.
Probably should have.
Yeah, she should have done. They had the numbers there. Link Adams, he handballs back. Rory O'Brien's taken high. Play-on's a call. Now Margaret River, good handball back towards Watson. He just goes up and under. That's going to go out of bounds on the full. Kicked off balance. And the boys
the bloke in the crowd just dropped a sitter.
He ain't going to take that footy home. Lucky the camera's not on him.
I think it was actually.
It was on him. So Milham, he's got the kick. Now he plays on. He's brought the ball back into play. He brings the ball about 40 metres out from his attacking goal. Spivey goes back, drops what he should have taken. O'Brien goes low. He slides in underneath. He's tackled high.
I think Spivey was surprised at the lack of contact
I
there.
think he was there. He was probably expecting that to go higher and someone to go crunch.
Well, O'Brien will have a shot for goal, though, out of all that. And what is a much-needed goal for the Panthers?
Yeah, they'll need to kick this to stay in touch. It's getting away from them. In general play, this is one of the few times I've gone inside their forward 50 this quarter and haven't looked dangerous forward in the middle at all this quarter. So Rory O'Brien is going to take his best kick. He'll probably kick this from about 45 metres into that. Well, the breeze has just dropped off, so he might have timed it well. So in he comes.
He can organise anything, Rory
O'Brien. He's
O'Brien.
run far and wide. I tell you what, not a bad effort, Craney. It's feigned back away to the right.
I thought that was actually going to swing, and so did Rory O'Brien, but it actually held its line.
So 7-4 plays 2-6. As we tick down to the latter stages of the second quarter. Margaret River, the handy, was it 18, 20, 30, 28-point lead.
Thanks to Harvey Norman too. I'm at Harvey Norman next week for a live show, John. That'll be a bit of fun, Friday afternoon. Join us for On the Ball.
No doubt you'll be giving away some prizes.
Oh, I'll find a nice couch and a good tally.
So we're ticking right down. Oh, there's a lucky kick and it's taken there by Kalani Brooks at half back.
He's going to say that he meant that.
He's going to kick right on the siren. And there she goes, half-time, 46 plays 18 as Margaret River have a handy 28-point lead going into the third quarter.
Absolutely brilliant game of footy we have on our hands. Still anyone's contest, even though AMR have got the lead. They probably could have had a few more on that. Thanks to WA Carpet Supermarket, we're going to have a quick break and then we're going to come back with the Hungry Hollow half-time chat. And welcome back to Gloucester Park for what is half-time at a Southwest Football League clash between AMR and Carey Park. And it sees AMR 7 goals for 46. They lead the Panthers 2 goals, 6-18. Thanks to Hungry Hollow, this is half-time break. Hungry Hollow, of course, a great spot. John and myself know that very, very well. We have been witnessing a very, very entertaining half of footy. A lot in it, plenty of pressure. It lifts the ante a little bit there, John. Towards the second half there, a fair bit was going on, but a great game of footy.
Yeah, it certainly has been. As I said, conditions at times have been trying with that wind swirling, but the blokes have been putting their head over the footy. As I said, it's got a bit heated at different times, and no one's taken a backward step, which has been good. And probably Margaret River have had a bit more of the play and just looking if it wasn't for young Baker at halfback for Carey Park, the scoreboard could have blown out a bit more. But in general field play, that ball's moving around quite well. And as I said, there's been some real good tackling. It's not easy out there. You can see that ball swirls and carries a bit further. Blokes are under it and thinking they got it covered, and she goes that yard or two further or drops short. So it's trying conditions, and they're all on either side, both sides have been out there and having a crack. So it's been good to watch.
Modern day footy, that's not a big margin to go in there, but what you do like about AMR is they're using the use of the footy is a lot better than last week, and they're quick to dish off that handball in the first option. A couple of times the Panthers been caught having a little bit of a think about the option, and as soon as you do that in a game as hot as this, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. And the AMR handball and the use of the footy, although a couple of times probably could have done a little bit better going in the forward line and probably could have got a little bit more reward in that second quarter.
Yeah, a couple of times just unloaded without looking, and that's just probably a bit of talk. As I said, they've a couple of changes from last week, so they've just got to probably settle their side now and just get some real good momentum and cohesion going through over the next few weeks, especially after Landmark. The back end of the year, them last 6 games, you really want to dial into your best 22 and try and keep it consistent running into the finals. They're definitely going to be there. You can just see the style of footy they're trying to play. They're playing some good patches. They're a bit messy at times, but you can see what they're trying to do. And if they can fine-tune that, they're going to be sort of there when the whips are cracking.
The Panthers, well and truly still in it. They're very good after half times, though, most times, the Panthers. They rely on their fitness. They rely on using the ball well. Thanks to the Hungry Hollow half, this is the half-time break. But it will be interesting to see, coming back after the break, whether the Panthers can make a bit of an inroad into this AMR lead. It's all or nothing for them. Well, there's still a lot to play out. Yep. But a good game of footy as a result, and we'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Gloucester Park. This is SEN Spirit's coverage of the Southwest Football League. It is half-time here at Gloucester Park, and it sees AMR 7-4-46 lead the Panthers 2-6-18. And a big shout out to everyone sitting at the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill, watching it on the big screen. I'm sure you're nice and toasty warm in there, having a great steak. Goal kickers for this afternoon for AMR. Armstrong has 2, 1 to Bannister, 1 to Evans, 1 to Donaldson, and 1 to Yakas. And for the Panthers, a very good goal to Kelvin Lawrence. Ryan King has 1, and that is it. And a quick little score check around the grounds. Of course, one other game going on this afternoon. That's South Bunbury taking on Eton for Geograph Civil, John. And a little bit of a surprise at quarter time sees Eton 5-1 lead the Tigers 4-1.
Well, as we said, little wins, and they'll be happy with that. Just as long as the effort, don't worry about the scoreboard, as long as the effort can hang in there for the remaining 3 quarters, they'll be happy.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, isn't it? There's 3 quarters more to go in that one. The umpires have come back out onto the ground after the halftime break, thanks to the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill. Let's have a look at a couple of players that are putting their hand out for the Hemp Brothers Western Australia most trusted hemp-based products, Rising Stars. And you mentioned him just before we went away, but Cam Baker down back for the Panthers. He's taken a lot of intercepting marks. Yeah,
he's played a good game. The way the numbers, the ball keeps coming down there, and he stood strong. Again, he said he's taken 6 or 7 marks across half-back in that quarter, so he saved them. They could have been another 3 or 4 goals had he not been there. So he's pretty much played a lone hand in the air down there, so he's going to need some support and probably need to get a bit more out of some players around the midfield. There's probably, without running through them all, there's a few guys there that need to get their hands on the footy if they're going to have any sign of a fight back in this game.
The Panthers are back out onto the field as our AMR, so both clubs would be, I know Frank Italiano, the Panthers coach, would have been just saying, okay, settle down, let's get back to basics, let's get our style of footy. We've been dominated in that first half by the AMR style of footy, and they need to get theirs going. Not sure about Quinn Donaldson, how old he is, but he's been pretty good for the AMR too.
Yeah, he seems to know his way around that forward line, which is, they've got a couple of them younger guys. They sort of have their moments, so if, they can just play their roles and develop a bit further and sort of be a little bit more involved as the year goes on and stay in games longer periods. But we said it last week, they're crumbing and around the ground sort of stuff. They do things quite well. So, as I said, their cohesion and all that, as it goes through, they'll be quite handy.
And we welcome a couple of visitors into the broadcast box. Welcome, boys. A couple for the Panthers there. Who you sort of liking for their best players just in that first half?
Oh, it's been hard. I mean, Jackson Bell's he's fought hard. He's stood on the headpiece. He's sort of not played a lone hand, but he's had to do a lot of work, and he hasn't got a lot of clean possession, but he's got his hands on the ball, laid a lot of tackles, things like that. So he needs more support from, guys like Calvin Lawrence and a few others running through that middle of the ground, because he can't do it all on his own. Young Milhan's been quite good, but again, they're sort of trying to nullify instead of being able to get on the other end and get the ball forward and be more attacking. So they need more numbers going through that midfield to get their hands on the footy.
We said this game's been pretty hot from the start, but just before half-time there, it really did heat up, and we mentioned half hours because it was heating up. A bit of discipline is going to play a big part in this last half too. It's too easy to get caught up in the moment and then give away 50, and then all of a sudden sides are having a shot for goal. We've seen it last week against AMR at three-quarter time when they give that shot away and it went 50. It sort of flattened them. So discipline in a game like this is going to be the key, not only now, but you're going to push to finals and you can't afford to give away ground.
Yeah, well, that's right. Every kick's going to count, especially for Margaret River. They want to get the first two on the board, and you could just about shut up shop. For Carey Park, they've got to kick the first two to stay in the game. So you can't afford to give an inch for unnecessary stuff. You just got to stay focused. There's going to be times you're going to be frustrated, but at the end of the day, if you want to win the game, you've got to keep your eye on the prize. Darren
McDonald just messaged through. He's got a new favourite player now, and Kieran Yackers started the game very well, the big ruckman, hasn't he? And I love the way he just has that second and third effort. A lot of ruckmen just let it go to the ground and let the little fellas take it off. He's having none of that. He goes and gets his own footy.
Yep, best way to do it. If you want to kick, get it yourself. But he becomes...
was that your theory of coaching? You want to kick, go and get it.
Go and get it. No good whinging. But... no, like you said, his second and third efforts are really good, so it just helps the men on the ground if they know that he's still coming through. It just makes their job a lot easier too. But Evans has been a real good player as well. So he's
been outstanding as Evans. We're not very far away from starting the third quarter. Let's see if Carey Park can work their way back into the game. The umpire holds the ball aloft, and this is John Bajetta for SEN Spirit.
Morris gets his first hands the ball. O'Brien just socks it out towards Payne. He's stripped of the footy. He's going to get done for dropping the ball. Good tackle, Jakey Rogers. They don't hang around and wait. The handball goes over top to Spivey. He goes through half forward, drives the ball to the hot spot about 35 metres out. That's a real
mark.
Good mark taken down there. I think it's Bannister. I think he's changed his jumper. But that looks every bit like young Bannister, is it?
Yeah, I'm going to put it down as Bannister.
Yeah, that was a good mark. He just reads the flight of the ball very well. He got his opponent under the footy, and he ended up taking an easy, uncontested mark above his head. So he comes in about 30 metres out directly in front, and that's all she wrote, straight through the middle. So they're off to the start they wanted. AMR go to 7-4, 8-4-52. They lead the Panthers 2-6-18, and a very, very good start to the third quarter.
Frankie Italiano a bit concerned about that because Spivey was right in front of us. The ball went across to him, had very little pressure. In fact, it surprised him. He actually looked around waiting for it. There was nothing there. He turned around and hit... it was a pretty good mark by Bannister, but the kick was in a nice position for him to have a crack at. That's a great start by AMR.
It was a good tackle by Oscar Armstrong here. He got the handball over the top to Spivey. They moved. They didn't stay around and look for the whistle. They knew whose kick it was, moved it quickly, and it left the forward line open and said, you've got the forward in the box, so it's pretty hard to beat in that situation. So back in the middle of the ground we go. 8-4 plays 2-6. Up they go. Yakas brings it back. There he is again. Evans without the footy. Play on's a call. Payne can't take it. Evans goes back in. Number of players around the footy now. Looks like we're going to have a ball up here, are we? He's trying to let it come through. No. Right beside the centre circle. We'll start again. So the Panthers have played Payne off this wing for Carey Park. He's normally at half back. Maybe...
They're trying to get a bit of run.
Yeah, they're trying to get something going, but it's just not working. Evans gets the bobble off the head. He drives it forward. In there goes the player in Hick. He's going to run on a loose ball. He's pushed off the footy by Mulholland. Oh, clever work by Hick. Goes back, but Baker picks it up. He's well tackled. Now Bell is it. He drives the ball into the middle of the ground. But
there's a
Yakas
bit of talk there.
Berridge. But Berridge takes the mark. He's got Stevie Payne short.
Sometimes you don't go and get the footy, John, when your opponent's marking it.
He goes forward. Baker's taken by Mitch Payne. He just throws it over his head. Handball goes to Mulholland. Over the top to Jackson Bell. He gives a handball to Orsi. He squeezes that wide towards Lanigan. Good spoil there by Morgan. Morgan keeps his feet. He's got support in Jake Rogers. Does he need him? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. One way or the other. Now he goes over the top. Put himself and Rogers under pressure. Rogers is good enough. Goes back to Morgan. He handballs back there to, is it Brooks? He comes inside to Berridge Berridge at true centre half back. He's going to go straight up the middle of the ground. No, he doesn't. He makes a lie of him. He hooks it out wide onto this wing. The ball's bouncing. Now the Margaret River player there. Oh, he's well tackled there by young Delelio. That was a real good tackle. Oh, it's going to be 50 metres. We're talking about the silly little things, Craney. So young Dendel was well tackled. He tried to.
You just got to wear that sometimes, don't you?
If he doesn't get out of the way, he'll get another 50. So Delello's got the kick right on the 50-metre arc. Too far out to score. King, he wanted the ball, but he didn't lead up to it, so Ellis has beat him to it. He's well tackled. Play on's the call. Margaret have the numbers. Oh, loose handball goes inside. Lawrence, he can't take it. Goes out. Dendel goes back in. He tries to mop up what he undone before. Now Payne picks up for Carey Park. He's well tackled. His handball goes out of bounds where the 50 crosses the boundary line into attack for the Panthers, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 52 plays 18, a handy lead to the Margaret River Hawks. I was going to say Margaret River Panthers. That would have been
thanks to MTIB, like a good neighbour. MTIB, I'll get you out of that one.
So in it goes, off hands. Jakey Rogers take it. He's brought down by Kelvin Lawrence, and we'll have a ball up in the same position where that boundary throw-in took place.
I tell you what, we've been lucky this afternoon driving down here. I did not expect this weather.
No, the skies are still blue. There's a bit of crowd around.
Sun is shining.
Bit of crusty cloud around the outside, but players speedy handballs out wide. Now, don't go to ground, son. Watson, he's taken. It's almost, he's lucky he got the high tackle. Could have almost been, you had your chance when you dived on it. But anyway,
he slipped at the wrong time. AMR had runners on the outside there.
So he chips out to that half-back flank. He's got his teammate there in Berridge. He scores. His kick's well smothered there by Bo Clark. He goes back in. He's pushed over the boundary line on the far side on the half-forward flank, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
That was good for City and Regional Fuels. Nice smother.
Yeah, otherwise they were out. They were off to the races to Gloucester Park.
That's what you want, isn't it? You're off to Gloucester Park. Unusual Gloucester Park for you, mate. Yes. You're normally the other one.
Normally like being there on a Friday night when a couple of the Nags are winning. But anyway, Carey Park go forward. Wrigglesworth runs onto a loose ball at half-back. He goes back inside to Link Adams. The captain comes out towards Watson. He's got a player down the wing here in front of us. Is it going to sit? Player, well done there by the Margaret River player and George. He's well wrapped up. Good tackle there by young Jones. They all look at each other. Carey Park have the numbers. Picked up there by Russell. He goes down to Delello. He juggles the mark. He marks the ball about 60 metres out against the boundary line. He looks towards King. Good-looking kick in front of King. He's got Alice on his hip. Alice does well. Brings a big fist over the top. She goes out of bounds about 45 metres out. There's a bit of push and shove in front of us. There's going to be a free kick if they're not careful here.
Alice has done that pretty well on King. He's not going in front of him so King can't hit his body. He's hitting him from behind. Yeah. And he's just getting enough to it. There's still a bit going on in front of us. I tell you,
Carey Park got the ball 30 metres out from goal. If they don't focus on the footy, they're going to give away a free kick and lose any advantage they got. Rogers over the footy. He goes towards Evans. He can't take it. Rory O'Brien, quick handball to Milham. He screws the kick back, but good relieving mark taken down there by the player in Armstrong. He's doing it at both ends of the ground. Handball's wide to Alice. He chips down to Stevie Payne. Again, he's got 20 metres clear. He goes back, just pops over the top, and he's got Stevie out that far wing. Mulholland tries to close him down. Handball backwards and forwards. Margaret River got the extra out there. Handball goes back to Ellis. They did have. They're going to lose this. They've given away a free kick. Have they? Yes, they have. And now Milham's, is it? No, Lanigan. He's going to take the free kick about 60 metres out. No, it's Milham. So he just sits it up towards the top of the square. Morgan's in front. King from behind. Ball comes loose. Link Adams picks up a loose ball. He handballs to Berridge. On that left foot he goes. Just chips inside. Bell. Hick takes a good mark in front of Bell, who comes through for this ball. What's he going to do? He hasn't got a lot on offer. He's going to switch the play. Dangerous. Carey Parker got the loose here. Rory O'Brien's foxing across. Well done there, but the ball's gone the wrong way. Good pick up there by Jones. He doesn't want to put his body in line with the footy. O'Brien's live to the ball. Picks up by Hutchison. Good handball outside to Payne for Carey Park. Onto his left boot. Just squeeze that ball down the line to Brodie Morris. He takes a mark.
That was just
about
working
40.
Numbers by the Panthers.
Yeah, it was. Good numbers. He goes wide to Lanigan, but he's hard up against the boundary line, probably only 10 metres closer at the end of the day, but he will have a shot from about 45 metres out, hard up against his left-hand boundary line, so it will take a very good kick to register any score at all.
Yeah, but at least they got the numbers running around the footy, and I reckon that's a good sign by the Panthers.
He plays on, he comes around. I tell you what, Craney, he's opened that up. It's gone straight over the goal umpire's head. That was a great kick on goal by Brodie Lanigan, so he gets a much-needed goal for the Panthers. They go to 3-6-24, trailing AMR 8-4-52, but that, Craney, you put that down somewhere on your sheet for a goal
the Western
of the day.
All Pair Services contender for goal of the day. Sometimes he looks a bit just calm, doesn't he, Lanigan? But just the way he did that.
It's called laconic.
Laconic, that was the word I was looking for. But, gee, just the way he did that, he just absolutely nailed it. And the Panthers needed that, and I like the way they get a bit of confidence up when they start running. They get numbers around the footy, and then all of a sudden they use it very well. But Lanigan, gee, that was a magnificent shot at goal.
It was a good kick.
They even got a few whales in the commentary box here.
So they get himself back on track. 52 plays 18.
That's on the Southwest
24 it'll be when they
scorebook.
update that. So they need another one, if that's an understatement, but back in the middle of the ground. We've got Morris.
One at a time, John.
Morris and Yakas, up they go. Morris this time, down towards Bell. He can't take it. No one can take it. In they hustle, over the top. Yakas, he hits it wide, but it's pain for Carey Parks there. He goes in head first. Ball squeezes out the back. Morris for Carey Park. He handballs to Gadecki, but his handball goes to Stevie Payne. He goes one way or the other. Now he just chips straight down the middle of the ground. Intercepts Russell. No one can take the footy. Payne for Carey Park. He's beset upon. He did. He's lucky to get a free kick there, because the Margaret River player in Donovan went over the top. Now Lanigan again, he's taking the ball on the high half forward. Squeeze that kick towards King, but Stevie Payne's going to take an uncontested mark.
He's
about
44th for the afternoon.
Yep, right in the hole, as a good backman does. So he can assess, he can go left or right. He's going to go left out there to Ellis. He's had to go to ground and take a low mark. They just keep in possession of the footy here. So he squeezes wider to Kalani Brooks. I think he's right on that far side. Right on the Payne at 50. He comes inside to Morgan. He misses everything. I tell you what, they're doing what they done last week in the second half. They're going to give their opponent every chance. Delello breaks the tackle. He screws around on his left boot, and that's going to... Oh, that's a goal, that is a goal.
There.
Stevie Payne needed to be 3 inches taller. He wasn't, and that's just carried the line. So Carey Park moved to 5-6-30. They trail AMR 8-4-52. Just Margaret River mucked around with the footy the last 5 minutes, and they paid the price.
Yeah, you just had that feeling. I said a few minutes ago that Carey Park had just got that little bit of confidence drilling back. I'll tell you what, a couple of pretty handy goals.
Yep,
will do that. Who kicked that one, John?
That was Delello from about 48 metres high, and the winds, well, not a lot of wind, so he must have got a bit of meat on it. But yeah, just a couple of bad over finessing with the footy, and it's cost them 2 goals. So it's probably cost them that made the game back on instead of shutting the door on the game. So need to be a bit more direct and go a bit longer off that half back, I think, and try and get the ball back in their forward 50. Back in the middle we go. Yakas up. He goes straight down to Spivey. Good knock. Spivey's wrapped up, but his handball goes to Mitch Ellis. He gives it back to Yakas. He goes back to Mitch Payne, I should say.
It's amazing what a couple of goals will do, too, for the confidence in. You know, you run that little bit harder and you just make that extra contest.
Well, they're getting involved now. So Yakas goes back. No one can take it. Delello. In there goes Evans. He's wrapped up. He's good enough to get a handball away to Donovan. He goes back to Stevie Payne. He goes around the corner. Now comes Jones to meet it. It's bowled everyone. Margaret River can't take it. Now Mitch Payne goes in. His handball's loose. It's a throw, says the umpire. So on this wing in front of us, Carey Park, recipient of free kicks, Milham. What's he going to do? He's got a loose on the far side. The umpire says, go back around your corner and straighten up and have your kick. So
they're on a bit of a roll, the Panthers.
They were moving quick then, so a loose kick towards Mulholland. It's half volley doesn't stick. He's going to be in all sorts. Now the loose handball. Mitch Payne's going to work his way off it. Mulholland pushes him off the line of the ball, but Margaret River with numbers. Payne goes back in. Over the top went Mulholland. Play on's a call. Now numbers all stacks on. We'll have a ball up right in front of us on this centre wing.
That's not bad though. The Panthers made a mess of that, and then they just went back and fixed what could have been a very dire
Mitch Payne had a couple of chances then, just a clean grab and a quick bang, and they get it inside 50, and anyone can. Yakas, beautiful knock towards his teammate there in Donaldson. His handball's too quick. Now I thought Kelvin Lawrence was going to take an uncontested mark, but instead it's Oscar Armstrong at half back. He just goes short to Link Adams in the middle of the ground. What's he going to do? He's got to run a wide. He's going to use him on that far wing. No advantage there,
which
but they retain
possession.
Payne's now loose, but the kick is, Mulholland couldn't take it. Payne can wheel and go. He runs almost to 50, chips inside. Bannister comes up and he takes a mark 35, 40 metres out from goal, hard up against the scoreboard boundary. He's going to go back and have a deliberate shot at goal. So Margaret River just need this to stop the run of play of the Panthers and just get a bit of momentum back.
Just a bit stability again. That was well worked out of the other side. They drew the player that let Stevie Payne just get in his own again. Did a pretty good job of it. Oh, that's not the best.
Up and under. It's top of the goal square. So Carey Park have the numbers here. Who's going to win in the foot race back to the footy? No one can take it. Wigglesworth can't take it. Delello's over it. He's got Spivey as company. Now the ball's going to roll to the boundary line. Play on's the call. He's well wrapped up his Delello by Spivey, and we'll have a ball up about 48 metres out, hard up against the boundary line. Inside attacking 50 for Margaret River, leading 52-30. A handy 22-point lead, but as you said, Craney, the Panthers have hit back the last 2 goals. Yakas goes inside. No one can take the footy. A number of players
actually
around
feels
it.
closer than that, doesn't it?
It does. I quickly looked up and said 22 points. That's not much, and it isn't in today's game, as you said. Up they go again. Morris and Yakas. No one can take the footy. Rogers goes through. He's well tackled there by a Carey Park player in Depiezi. And between back pocket and half back, we've got a ball up again. So she hasn't moved far in the last minute and a half. Yakas goes in. He almost got Evans on the fly. DeLello onto the right boot. Up and under. Player there in Bo Clark's under it. Stevie Payne comes through. Well done. Gets a kick inside 50. Mulholland takes a loose ball. He's forced a handball wide to Tetlow. He wants to run. He has one bounce.
Hey, what?
He's got Evans on his
Put the
toe. He has
burners
another
on.
bounce. He could go again. Payne comes at him. Goes to Milham. Doesn't get the bounce. Gets the away bounce. Oh, he's lucky. He's been held without the footy. So Panthers go back in.
I think Evans done that much work to catch up. He's just hanging on.
Panthers
this-
daring kick inside. If it works, it'll be well and truly worth it. They get a loose out the back, just a fumble. No one can take the footy in the middle of the ground. Comes back towards Russell. He's loose handball, goes towards Horsey. He tries to take a tackle. That's dropping the ball, son. Play on. Jake Rogers goes in, but he's wrapped up in the middle of the ground, and we're going to have a boundary showing on the attacking side for the AMR Hawks, who lead 52-30.
Yeah, definitely warm up thanks to Hearth House.
Ruck's going at it.
Great
Yakas
game
goes
of
for
footy.
himself. He just taps it to Spivey. He hits it inside 50, but a good defensive mark taken down there by Michael Russell. He squares the ball across to Horsey. He gets the ball on the other side of the halfback flank. Play on's the call now. He goes towards that wing. Just a little bit too much on that footy. Up comes Verhaaf. It sits for him. He drops what he should have handballed. Now he handballs to Horsey. Milham. He goes wider to Bo Clark on that far wing. He drives that low, but well done there by King. He drops what he should have taken. Margaret have the loose ball. Play on's the call now. King goes back in. He gives it to Lawrence. He can't take it. The player there for Margaret River in McDonald, he just paddles the footy over the line and out of bounds. So it's gone from one end to the other in pretty quick time there. And Carey Park have it deep in their attacking zone, be looking to score here.
Tell you what, Mitch Ellis has done a terrific job down there, thanks to Southern Lock and Security. But he's playing very, very well.
It's been a good job on Big King. So he's
And a big job's all right, John.
Yeah.
When you had your name on the whiteboard there, you go,
Yeah,
no.
so King just whacks that ball. Burridge picks up at the top of the square and he handballs defensively through his defensive goal. So conceded behind, 4-7 plays 8-4. So 21-point advantage to AMR. So Burridge, what's he going to do? Number of players is all flocked into this attacking end for Carey Park. He goes on that far side. At the back there's Bannister. He can't take it. Good handball there. Goes towards Stevie Payne when he's got nothing in front of him. He's got to kick long and high and hope we can get Spivey running onto a loose ball. He gets a home bounce, goes back. He's going to get done for dropping the ball, as you know. Evans, he just paddles that like a basketballer. Spivey goes back in. Evans is brought to ground by Milham. Number of players all around it. What's the umpire going to do? He's prancing around the outside. He said, give it here.
That kick by Stevie Payne was a rugby kick.
It
You know,
was.
when you go for hang time because there's no one there.
There was nothing
so he did
there.
it pretty well.
That's right. It was about a 4-on-1 in Carey Park's favour. So up they go at centre half forward for Margaret River. No one can take the footy. Number of players goes through. Rogers goes in. He gets it and says, no one's taking it off me, and we're going to have another ball up at centre half forward for the AMR. They lead 52-31.
The pressure's intensified here.
It certainly has. There's no easy ball at the moment. That's what we want to see. Ruckman go at it. Yakas just grabs it out of midair. He handballs forward. His teammate couldn't take the footy now. Liam Stewart on the left foot, hooks out to this wing in front of us. Carey Park have 2-on-1. Who's going to win the race of the ball? Tetlow paddles forward. He's still got the footy. Goes over top to Bell. He's got a runner inside in Payne. Will it sit for him? It rolls. He paddles. Rory O'Brien. He handballs back to Payne for Carey Park. He slips a tackle at Donaldson. Goes inside to centre forward. Number of players. Link Adams gets a hand in. I'd say a happy hand in there. Morgan's taken high, is he? Yes, he is. He went in low.
He's had a good afternoon, Bo Morgan.
Yeah, he's played very well. He's got Link Adams on that far side. Have they set the runner up on the other side? They've got a loose out there in Kalani Brooks. The ball goes over the top. He's got a runner inside if he needs him. What's he do? He goes one way or the other. He gets the handball inside now to Oscar Armstrong. Now they're wrapped up. Payne. He's got Hick. Does he hit him? No, he doesn't. He misses, but Hick's good enough to get back in. Handball's back to... taken high there was the player in Dendel. His handball goes loose. Now at the back is Link Adams. He's going to mop up at half-back. Goes far and wide to Stevie Payne. It's almost so that they know that they're out there. Burridge down the wing. He's going to run under a loose ball. Can he keep it alive? No, he can't. It's just gone out of bounds.
There is.
They had the one over the top
it's
too.
A set
had that
play. They know Stevie Payne, where Stevie Payne is at all times. He is the out for AMR. As you said, Link Adams, Stevie Payne played a lot of footy together.
They're almost out over the top there, but he must have just crossed the boundary line. So ball up on that far wing. Hick and Brodie Morris. Hick takes front position. No one can take the footy. Orsi drives that ball forward. Lanigan's in front. He can't take what he should have taken. Burridge picks up a loose ball. He gives it towards Donaldson. He just whacks it onto the right boot, long and high, and out comes Bannister. He crashes the man in front of the opponent. Picked up there. Good pick up by Jackson Bell, but his long handball goes straight to Stevie Payne. What's he got in front of him? Out comes a player there in George. He's got the box seat here. He goes in front. Oh, great mark at the back by Cam Baker. And that's another good defensive mark from the big fella. So right at true centre half back, he concedes ground and goes wide to Orsi, who marks the ball just inside the boundary line at half back. He's going to kick down that far wing. So there he is again. Stevie Payne just drops in front of Big Morris, takes a relieving mark. He's got Evans all on his own at half forward. He's got a runner inside, but he elects not to use him.
Probably a wise move, I think.
Yeah, good move. The kick's just short, and Orsi cuts off a loose kick. So he's going to run the ball out of defence. At half back, goes long down to that wing. Underneath it's, guess who? Stevie Payne's out there. He's got 4 to beat this time. So Haff picks up a loose ball. He goes towards Gadecki, but the ball rolls
I'll tell you
out
what
of
the ball's
bounds.
doing, just pinging between our back lines at the
It
moment.
certainly is.
With very little result on the scoreboard.
Just need someone with a real strong leg to get a good penetrating kick at either end into deep 50 and let your forwards go to work on it. But at the moment, there's a few floaters and they're just being picked off. So boundary thrown on that far side. Hick in front. He hits it down, but Kerry Park, good tackle there. He's pulled off the line of the ball. Picked up and taken the ground there is Orsi and that far wing. So we'll have a ball up on true wing position. 52 plays 31. Margaret River the handy 21-point lead as we're ticking down to the later part of the third quarter. Rogers takes the ball out of the air. Now he just whacks it on the right boot. Get under that, boys, he says. Who's underneath it? Mulholland and George. No one can take a mark, and she rolls out of bounds at half forward for Margaret River on that far side.
Gets pretty tricky when the ball's up like that.
Yeah.
You're just floating around. You know which direction it's going to take, but it changes pretty rapidly.
Yeah, there's a bit of swirl up above. We can see them trees starting to move again. So at least the sun's out, Croney.
It's a beautiful afternoon down here at Margaret River.
Boundary throw.
Surf would be up too, wouldn't it, John?
We'll go and have a look, eh? Loose ball, Jackson Bell. That's up and under, and over the fence she goes. Out of bounds on the full, so Evans will take the relieving
I'm not
kick.
too good on the surfboard, mate. How do you run?
No, mate, I couldn't stand on one if it was sitting on the grass in front of us.
Good job by that bloke over there behind the fence.
Yeah, in the high vis, security.
Well, let's get the kick is good
yeah,
too.
I'd say he's a veteran. He's had a kick or two
Yeah,
before
I
in his
reckon
life.
you're right.
So Evans will bring the ball back in. He's at high half forward. Number of players trying to fill the hole there for Kerry Park. He goes long and high. Who's going to be in the box seat? George comes from the back. Almost takes a good mark over the top of everyone else. Now she's gone out of bounds. Picked up by Bannister. Just wobbles a kick. What's it going to do? She pitches it between the goal and the point. It bounced around. Liam Stewart runs onto a loose ball. He's in two minds. Handballs to Mulholland. Misses the target. He's now forced to paddle. Well tackled there by Mitch Payne. Gets his handball forward to Rory O'Brien. Mulholland just knocks that ball. He's going to run straight into Bo Morgan. He hasn't got the footy. Probably Morgan thought he was going to come through with the ball then.
I reckon Mulholland was wanting to get a kick there, wasn't he?
He
worked
played it
very
pretty
hard
well.
then.
He didn't take possession
He
of the
worked
footy.
very, very hard, did Mulholland.
Yep, so he's got the ball right in front of the AMR dugout. He's going to run and bring the ball back through the corridor as he up and under. Get under that, right in the middle of the ground. Who wants it the most? No one really does. And you can't blame him. Payne's over the footy. Him and Lanigan. No one gets it out. Now Tetlow, he can't take the footy. Kelvin Lawrence goes in. He's on the ground. He's brought the ground brilliantly by Bo Morgan there. As he was about to jump up and whack it onto his foot, Morgan said, no, you're not. He brings him down the ground. So we'll have a ball up on the attacking side of the centre circle for the Panthers. 52 plays 31. Evans, he just gets a toe poke through. Running onto a loose ball there is young Chadwick. He works around. He gets that onto the foot there was the player there in Donaldson. Inside 50, everyone misses it. Mitch Payne. Mulholland's taken without the footy again. Play on's a call. Lucky there. Payne puts it on the boot. Which way is it going to pitch?
He probably should have went with the first thought with the handball over the top.
Exactly, yep. But
let's
anyway,
get a quick around the grounds there thanks to Geograph Civil. Let's see. South Bunbury, 8 goals, 553. They lead Eton, 5 goals, 1.
So they've come out with a vengeance after quarter time. Mulholland, it's a horrible kick. That's a terrible kick.
Do you think Julian Burgess might have had a bit of a word to him?
Yep. So Donaldson's marked the Mulholland kick. Now he was about 48 metres out. The player on the mark got a bit ambitious. A 50-metre penalty's been called. So young Quinn Donaldson will go to the goal line. He'll just roll this through for a much-needed goal to the AMR.
Donaldson after goal number 2 for the afternoon for AMR.
They had jumped out of the blocks in the first 20 seconds of the quarter, and since then it's been fairly willing. Panthers done most of the attacking.
A lot of hard work's gone for not much result.
Yeah, it's I say it's got scrappy. It's got willing, and
it's not scrappy. It's just been pinging between the half-back lines. That's a great goal for young Donaldson. He's been pretty good this afternoon for AMR. And just gives that AMR a little bit of a breathing space there as Carey Park was starting to wind up a little bit.
Yep, 9-5-59 leads 4-7-31. So handy 28 point lead. So
on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Thanks to the Bank of Queensland for your support. You got a bit of claret coming out the old nose.
He'll be sorry he played footy today. He had last week off. He'll be hoping he had today off.
Yeah.
And just looking at the AFL, Sydney have bolted out to a 40-point lead over GWS at half-time. So that's there's my tip, and that's why I don't do tip and crony.
Oh, did you tip? Did you?
I was all over GWS at the start of the year, and yeah, that's going real well, isn't it? Anyway, back to the middle of the ground. 58 plays 31. What will Yakas do this time? No, Morris says, I'm going to do it this time. In the middle of the ground, O'Brien gives it to Jackson Bell. He's upended as he kicks. Oh, well done there by Gadecki. He comes out, meets the ball. Handballs to Bell. He just gets a quick kick towards Lawrence. Oh, Link Adams just hits the air out of the ball. Hits it back into the middle of the ground. Yakas works the opponent off the footy in pain for Carey Park. Now play there in Armstrong. He can't take the footy. He's tackled the Carey Park player in Gadecki without the footy. So he'll be the recipient of the free kick in the middle of the ground, Connie Gadecki. And he'll drive the Panthers forward once more. He looks deep. Lanigan comes out on the lead, but Link Adams is going to cut this off. Oh, Lanigan spoils him. Luckily, Tetlow, he ducks a tackle. It's normally play-ons are called in them situations, but he'll take the free.
Lucky, I think.
Yeah, he definitely was. So he's going to kick from probably about 51 or 2 metres out. He's right on the paint.
But you take him as you get him.
Yep. Don't get him very often. So
no, that's exactly right.
Guessiology when you're going to get him. And he comes right on the paint. He'll kick. Gets it up and under. Not a bad looking kick.
What, he's give that a nice roost.
Stayed in.
That's
so he answers the call and they go to 5-7-37. Trail AMR 9-4-51. So they stay within that under 4 goal range. So it's still doable, but they're going to need another 1 or 2 very quickly.
I like Tetlow the way he goes about the business. He's got a ton of pace. Uses the ball pretty well, and I haven't seen too many bad games out of him, so he's pretty consistent.
No, he doesn't go to ground much. He's low to the ground. There's not a lot of height about him, but he's probably lucky there. Once you fend off, you're the one that's lost your right of any right that you had of
the
fair
beauty,
play.
So the beauty of that, though, is you look at the paper on Monday and it's got 1 goal against
exactly.
Tetlow and Carey Park move up to 5-7 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. They're just keeping themselves in this contest.
So back in the middle of the ground, a bit of pointing. So see how we go here. Yakas and Morris. Morris goes up, comes out, and Yakas has got it. He's taken without the footy. Play on's a call. Big scrum around the ball. What's it going to do? The umpires will give it out. Just the Mug River side of the centre circle. We'll go again. So Carey Park are pretty much trying to go one-on-one around these stoppages. Maybe to get right back in the game, they need to free ride up and just play their own game. Try and get a bit of run-on from
That's when they
ball.
look their best, isn't it? When they start getting those numbers around there and attack the footy.
Yep. Yakas goes towards Brooks. He can't take it. Now the slick handball comes out towards Jackson Bell. Jake Rogers goes, get out of the way.
Little respect for 150-game player.
Payne picks it up on the left boot. He drives to centre forward for the Panthers. At the back there was Dendell. He can't take the footy. Oh, well done there by Lanigan. He's slung one way or the other. Gets a good handball towards O'Brien, but a quick intercept taken there by Link Adams. Now Spivey. He's got Morgan in assistance. Quick kick goes out, right on 3/4 time. No more score to the board. 58 plays 37. A handy 21-point advantage to the AMR at 3/4 time.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there. That was a terrific quarter 40. A lot of effort went in for not much result. The ball pinged from half-back to half-back, but it sets it up for a very good last quarter of footy, and we'll be back in a moment to see what unfolds. Gloucester Park, where we're just about ready to start the last quarter to see if Carey Park can work their way back into this game as AMR have got a bit of a lead. Umpire holds the ball aloft. This is SEN Spirit, and this is John Bajetta.
Spivey straight down towards Evans. He wheels onto that right boot, goes out to half forward. Leading the race is Wrigglesworth. The ball bounces back. Good work there by Stevie Payne. He sockers that ball deep into attack. No one can take a clean ball. Payne follows up. Hick was a Bannister, handballs the ball back inside. Oscar Armstrong can't take the mark. Now a number of players run to, good pick up there. at the back. Margaret River player runs onto a loose ball. Wrigglesworth, he goes one way or the other. He just screws that back to the top of the square towards Donaldson, is it? He couldn't take the one.
It's a little bit too heavy.
He couldn't take the one-handed mark. Picked there by Payne for Carey Park. He just whacks that onto the boot, straight through the middle of the ground. Berridge is in the best position to mark. He takes a mark uncontested on the chest, inside the centre square. He drives his team back into attack. Up there is Armstrong. That's a good mark. Mulholland beating down his throat, but down his neck. But Armstrong is good enough to stand his ground and take the mark 40 metres out. On a slide angle, he should go back and slot this through and make it very hard for the Panthers to get back into this game if he can good enough to do this, Crony.
They got some potency up forward to have the Hawks, and yeah, this would be a bit of a dagger for the Panthers.
So in he comes. He'll kick from about 47 metres out. Ooh,
but he's let him off the hook.
Too close to the man on the mark, and it's squeezed through from behind. They move to 9-6-60. Lead Carey Park 5-7-37, so a handy 23-point lead early in the last quarter. Brown, what's he going to do? He's going to come this top side. Panthers have the numbers. Big up and under. Who's going to get there first? Bell's underneath it. Morris goes over. Mulholland goes over top. Quick handball. Evans, he just whacks on the left boot. And like a good forward, play in front.
The trouble with the Panthers there is they went out to that congested area. The idea for them is to find a runner from somewhere and try and create an overlap. When you head to the pack like that, you just create a bit of opportunity for the Hawks to belt it forward and go back. And that's what we end up with is Hicks having a shot for goal.
Yep, you're dead right. They need to open the game up as much as they can if they're going to try and win the game. Hick goes deliberate shot at goal, goes to the left.
Gee, I thought that was going to go in, wasn't it?
Yep.
They're blotting their cock. Because one point they were 6-1, and now they're 9-6. 9-7. So here's where the Panthers need to get a runner on the outside. You can create plenty of options. Now you can run out of the square.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not doing that enough. Not many guys run. That's a horrible kick, but Brown's going to take the mark on his chest. About 55 out from his defensive goal. What's he got in front of him? Not a hell of a lot. Down the line he comes in this wing direction. Rory O'Brien stands underneath it. Oh, Yakas, he can't mark it. Evans takes a loose ball. He's well tackled. Just gets his boot to football. Rogers picks it up. He just whacks it into half forward. Out there comes player in... it was Chadwick. He couldn't take the mark. Over the top. Now Stewart's dropped the footy. Play on's the call. Number of players around the footy. Stevie Payne, he handballs back towards Stevie. Mitch Payne goes in. Picked up there. Good handball by the player there in Chadwick towards Stevie. He just squeezed that kick out wide to a teammate there. It might be Donaldson.
Gee, the Hawks having plenty of cracks at it.
Yeah, they are. They didn't panic then. They didn't just whack that in deep. Wrigglesworth's going to have a shot from probably 45 metres out on that far side, so he's got that swirl behind him this time. So he's
I'm not sure how old Wrigglesworth is, but is he a contender for the Hemp Brothers Rising Star?
Yeah,
we're going to give him one anyway because he works the ball well.
In he comes, hops and skips. Let's go from 45. Good, nice looking kick. Just shallow to the right. Very shallow, Crony. It went out on a full. That's how well I'm going.
That's 3 shots. 3 shots in the last 5 minutes, though. Which could have put this game to bed, but they still leave it open.
Yep. So Mulholland, what's he going to do? He's going to go down that flank on the far side. Number of players underneath it, and as it Payne takes, Liam Stewart takes him up. He chips inside to Rory O'Brien, misses him. Jake Rogers comes through and rats him up. O'Brien's good enough to get the boot to ball. Stevie Payne's under.
Oh, that's a real
good
good grab.
He had Hutchison Barron all over him there, but he was good enough to take the mark. And right on the point of the centre square on that half-forward flank.
CPR outdoor contender, that one from Stevie Payne.
So Hick leads out to that pocket. He gets too far underneath it. Bannister can't take it at the back. So number of players over the top now.
That would have been contender if Kika got anywhere near it. He was high enough, but missed it by a metre.
Yeah. So we'll have a ball up on that far side again.
Players on the Harvey Norman interchange bench waiting to get back on.
Nice
It's a bit nippy down there.
Yeah. As I said, you run away from the runner and stay on the far side. Good way to stay on the ground. Ball up. No one can win. Margaret River player taken without the footy. Play on's a call. Now Carey Park get a relieving handball. Forward to the play. Again, missing the target. Link Adams comes through. He handballs forward to Evans. He goes back inside to Spivey. He's got a runner in Morgan. He's wrapped up there by Carey Park, but Link Adams, Morgan's slung to the ground.
I reckon he threw that.
Throw. So luckily.
It was one of those one-handed handballs.
Yep. O'Brien's got the kick at centre.
It happened more regularly than you think.
Yeah. You've got to be unlucky to be pulled up these days. So what's he got on offer out here? Russell, he takes a mark at half-back in that wing direction. Just too slow moving the footy. They've got to move it quick if they want to win this game of footy.
Well, they need to spread a bit and give some options.
When you do that, you're predictable. Down the line they come. Good mark taken there by Payne from Carey Park, right on the wing in front of us. He goes inside on the left boot, one way or the other. Gets that kick to true centre forward. Margaret will have the numbers. Well done there by real good work there by Donaldson. He breaks through the middle of the ground. Handballs to Speedy right in the middle. He's going to get run down, pushing the back there from Hutchison. He jumps over the footy. Roll wrapped up there by Yakas. He just gets a toe poke out towards Hick. Carey Park player and Stewart sockers forward, but Stevie Payne's out on that far wing where he normally is. Handballs back to Jake Rogers. He's got a couple of seconds up his sleeve. Drives that forward ball, long, hard to half forward. Bannister just couldn't quite wrap up the mark. Baker for Carey Park kicks it up, but he's wrapped up there, well wrapped up there by
Just think
young
Stevie
George.
Payne's got a... He owns that other wing there. He's got no trespassing on it, has he? Because there's never anyone near him.
It's a bit like that. Lucky then Baker, he just stopped before the tackle come and stood without trying to get rid of the footy. Jake Rogers picks it up, top of the 50 arc, whacks that towards deep forward attack. Loose ball comes in. Jones can't pick it up for Carey Park. Now he juggles once, squares it across his far side in front of Payne. It bounces towards the boundary line. Can he keep it in? Does he want to keep it in? He does. He comes back inside to his teammate there in Russell, I think it is. He drives down this wing, low, horrible kick. Good effort by Lanigan. He takes a loose ball at ground level. Picked up by Hutchison. He can't keep it in, and the boundary umpire's right there in front of the Carey Park dugout, and we'll have a throw in. So they're pushing, but they've got to push a lot harder, and they've got to spread a lot wider and run a lot harder.
I love Miss Payne in that last contest in that forward line for the Hawks. Never going to take the mark, but he just crashed everybody.
And Carey Park had the numbers, so he took them all out. If I can't be in it, neither are you, he said. So,
legally, but that's the way to do it. Make an impact.
Exactly.
If you're going to have an impact, make an impact.
So boundary throw in, half forward for Margaret River. Morris this time, he takes out the he's well tackled by Yakov. Oscar Armstrong just takes that ball. Oh, not the best looking kick. Jones can't take the mark. One hand. He's wrapped up there by Bannister. Is he wrapped up high? He is.
Yes.
And
well, now they got runners on the outside, but they ran a bit quick. He's already on the ground.
Yeah, so now they're all going to be manned up.
Something you got to learn. The bloke can't kick it when he's on the ground.
Yeah. So going back there isn't going to help. So he goes out wide. Is it Mulholland? It just carries over the top, and she goes out of bounds. So they've got to be tidier than that if they want to. 9-7 plays 5-7, 24-point advantage to the home team.
Thanks to the Bank of Queensland, Bunbury, for your support for this afternoon's call of the Southwest Football League.
So boundary thrown 55 metres out from the Margaret River goal on that far side of Gloucester Park. Up she goes, Yakas. He goes 1-2. This time Gadecki off hands. He handballs inside to his teammate Bo Clark. He drives down, but straight onto the chest of Bo Morgan. He runs through off the wing into the middle of the ground. Out comes Bannister. He spoilt from behind. Well done. Bannister goes back onto it. Now Carey Park have an advantage. They got runners, but O'Brien's beaten to the footy. Well picked up there by young Donovan. He stripped to the footy. He's called for a throw.
He did throw it.
Mulholland picks up a loose ball. He handballs inside. Now Tetlow, he handballs to Jones. He runs towards half forward. The kick, just a helicopter kick, and Link Adams says, thank you very much. He takes a mark a couple of metres in front of Calvin
He's got long
Lawrence.
arms, Lincoln Adams. He just puts them up there. You think it's going over his head?
No one has got a they just need a penetrating kick and just kick the skin off the footy. In the middle of almost in the middle of the ground, we've got a number of players over it, and the umpire says, I'll throw it up. And on the attacking side for the Panthers. They're just trying to place the ball, and in that, the wind's just holding it, and it's not spinning right, and away it goes. Evans gets onto the loose ball. He can't take it. Now the Panthers soccer forward for Gadecki, but Stevie Payne's going to take a easy chest mark just inside his defensive 50.
What number mark's that for Stevie Payne?
You'd roll the roulette rule above 35, something like that. So on that far wing, Rory O'Brien handballs to Jackson Bell. He comes inside the centre square. He chips up towards Bo Clark, who takes the mark right on centre forward on the line of the centre square. What's he going to do? He runs around to his right, just tries to place that ball towards Big King. At the back is Ellis. Lanigan runs onto a loose ball. He screws the ball, but it's well smothered there by Dendel, it was, and it goes through for a behind.
That's good by Dendel, isn't it?
Yep.
You're right on the ball. That means you're keeping an eye on what's going on.
Well, that would have
a little
went through,
finger in here. Yeah, would have done. Lanigan proves that he can kick those ones.
We were behind that kick, and it was looking good until the hand come in. So Link Adams plays on. He comes to the point of the centre square.
Not a bad kick.
It's a good kick, and there's an uncontested mark taken there by his teammate in young Donaldson. Right on the point of the square. He goes short over the top to his teammate there in Donovan. Donovan. We've got all the D's. So
AMR coach Gary Moss will be pretty happy with this. They've been pretty confident in where they're going.
Risky kick inside the centre square towards Yakas. Jackson Bell, good tackle by Yakas. Now Rory O'Brien's wrapped up. He goes low, and the umpire says, no, you ducked your head, play on, and we've got a ball up right on the tram line of the centre wing in front of us.
They've taken the game on as the Hawks this afternoon.
Yeah.
They've seen the option and had a crack at it.
So Yakis now goes down. Gadecki can't take it. Picked up by Bell's got the loose handball. He goes towards Lanning, and that's a good mark. Morgan comes in late for the spoil. And what's the umpire said? Is he going to pay 50?
It was a good kick by Belly. Jackson Bell been very good today again, playing his 150th Southwest Football League game. Of course, he played for South Bunbury and the Carey Park Footy Club, and Lannigan will go if he's 50 penalty, and put him on the line, which will make an absolute certainty of this. It was, and still close enough if good enough.
Yep, it was a spoil of hit the ball with ears, and he hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
So he'll take him to back within striking distance. So he puts that through the middle. They go to 6-8-44. They trail Margaret River 9-7-61. So it's only a 3-goal game, Croney, 17 points.
Yeah, stranger things
have
happened.
Still plenty of time to play.
Lannigan, he's had a pretty good afternoon. That's his second goal of the afternoon. And they just keep themselves going, don't they, the Panthers? They always do that. You never can just roll over and let them go and think you've got them, because they'll keep fighting at you. And only, as you said,
17 points, so...
I don't know, I'll just try to get one from Hands Oval, but they're a bit reluctant to give us a few scores from there, but we'll do that for Geograph Civil as soon as one comes through.
Gee, Sydney Swans have put the foot down. They're 50-odd points in front, so...
They're a pretty
that's
handy
a bit one-sided, yeah. They're going, trucking along very well. Injury-free too, which makes it easy.
The two number ones on this wing is interesting, Hutchison and Wrigglesworth.
A couple of young fellas.
Good battle.
So back in the middle of the ground, 61 plays 44, 17-point advantage to the Hawks as we played about 10 minutes into the last quarter.
Looking for best on ground through WA
Yakis,
Carpet
he
Supermarket.
hits to himself, gives it to Speedy. He just handballs Evans. That's a training drill. The kick goes in, deep inside. Bannister can't take it. Now Baker can't take it. Picked up there by Hick. He's taken
I reckon.
Right in front of it was Oscar Armstrong, right in front of the umpire. You couldn't argue with that.
How was the take out of the middle, though? That was
very clean.
That's what you do, practice at training. Very rarely it comes off, but that was very, very clean.
Yep, that was almost clockwork. So Armstrong, can he go back? What's he got, 2 or 3 already? He's got 3.
2 already for this afternoon.
He's going to kick from probably just inside 40 metres.
A mark of the day chance.
Oh, was it? Okay.
For the CPR Outdoor Centre. No, that's why I write it down in front of me.
In he comes, a direct approach, gets a bit close to the man on the mark and just kicks it horrible as you can possibly kick it.
That's their 5th
and he's
point
been put on the ground. He was
quarter.
lucky the other umpire wasn't watching, but the off umpire probably should have paid that. I agree with the timekeeper here. He's gone mad. It's just...
but AMR could have put this game to bed,
well,
and
they missed 3
leaving
sitters.
that door open, just a little bit ajar.
Yep, 3 sitters I've missed in this quarter, or 3 good opportunities. Blokes are getting too close to the man on the mark. So Mulholland, he done the same thing. His kick goes to the far side, and Bo Clark must have been touched. The umpire called play on.
I reckon he got touched on the way through.
Just went over Stevie Payne's head. He must have got a fingertip to it.
Is that bloke in the high vis on the other side of the fence? Is he best on ground for his kick this afternoon?
I tell you what, he's still nice and bright over there. Got the car lights on, but I can see him more than the lights. Anyway, Yakis and Vahaf over the top. Payne comes through. He can't take it. Picked up there by the play there in DeLello. His handball's loose. Now Margaret River have a chance. Oh, good mark at the back again. Guess who? Cam Baker. Is it paid? No, the umpire, what's he doing? Everyone's stopped. The arms are out.
A lot of Carey Park players.
Well, it's play on if it's not paid, but I think the umpire got himself confused.
Kerry Park supporters all paid the mark, but the umpire didn't. He's the main one.
Oh, that's a free kick. Over the top went whoever it was, Mulholland. And if you don't hit the ball, that's got to be a free kick. But anyway, and we're right on top of the Margaret River goal square, so they probably dodged a bullet there, did Mulholland. Up they go again.
He probably won't try that again.
No, Evans takes it. He's... good enough to get his tackle out, as you know. The umpire said you've thrown. We've had more throws in the last 5 minutes than we've seen all year. So Bell, he gets the ball right on top of his defensive goal square. He chips out to the back pocket in Hutchins. What's he got on offer down the line? He's got Lanigan. He's got Berridge behind him. Good mark by Lanigan. He just worked Morgan off the line.
He's got a bit of class, this young fella.
He has. He's just got to use it more often. Oh, that could be 50. Play-on's a call. Jones underneath it. At the back there's Yakis. He comes through and crashes. King can't take it. He's held without it. Morgan goes in. He says, I want the footy, and he does. Goes in. Now DeLello picks up a loose ball. He can drive his goal. Well, good vision. Squeezes a kick outside to Bo Clark. He's got Liam Stewart on his left. He didn't look, but he's got Kelvin Lawrence straight in front of him. He's about 40 out. Stewart, lazy kick. Only one way to say that. That was lazy by Kelvin Lawrence. Lawrence. He's turned the footy over. Speevy picks up the ball at centre half back. He's hit late. That's all frustration because his teammate done the wrong thing. And on the far wing there, Evans. No, the handball comes inside to Kalani Brooks. He's going to drive his side deep into attack. Bannister over the top. He just stood there. The Carey Park teammates crashing into each other. Bannister marks the ball uncontested 30 metres out.
And can they get one here? I think the coach will be sitting on the sidelines going, just please put this through. They've had plenty of shots at goal in this last quarter.
I'll tell you, one coach has shot his backside. His boot will be going up someone's backside, and I dare say he wouldn't want to miss it because that was lazy. That's all I can say, Croney.
Yeah.
Don't really care what I say, to be honest. Bannister, that's through. That's straight
that
over
is
the goal
true for
umpire's
Bannister.
head. Instead of being in the game, they're now out of the game. So that there is the match winner. So they go to 10-8-68. They lead Carey Park 6-8-44. It should have been a 2-goal game. Now it's a 4-goal game. And
that is Matty Bannister's third goal for the afternoon too. And you're right, it was all Carey Park. They had a loose man.
They had
AMR turned that over, run to the other end, and that was a great mark by Bannister. In fact, we should give him a little bit of credit for that for a CPR outdoor chance, I think, because that was pretty handy. And AMR just done enough, and I reckon they would have breathed a sigh of relief when they went through because it was. The Panthers were just working their way back into this game.
They've been hanging in, and I said that going forward should have been. Well, the first kick should have went to Liam Stewart, and he runs into an open goal, but Kelvin just lazy and was smothered and cost a goal at the other end. So Yakasai, brilliant work down to Evans. He handballs to Jakey Rogers. Off the back foot, he slams that inside. He's attacking 50, but an uncontested mark taken out there by young Jones. He goes out to that far wing. Now they got the numbers. They all look at each other and let it go. Tetlow, and now he puts the afterburners on. He runs onto a loose ball.
Oh, he's got the afterburners on.
Well done. He's going to have a bounce here. Is he? You have to touch it down. He does. He draws inside. He goes to Milham. Now he's under all sorts of pressure. Good handball forward to his teammate there, Bo Clark. He takes it one hand. Oh, lucky there. Must have been taken high. It's on a fair way away from us, so the umpire's a lot closer. He says you went over his shoulder, so he'll take the kick right on top of the 50-metre arc.
The tackling has been fantastic for Bunbury Mower Service this afternoon. They sponsor the tackle of the day. Pretty hard to get on because it's been absolutely fantastic, the amount of pressure that's been applied on these players.
That was a good mitt thrown out.
He's just dropped it over too.
As to Delello. Is he close? He plays on. No one took the mark. Smart play there. He goes to direct shot at goal. I'll tell you what. Oh, has it gone through?
You think it has?
It has. That was a beautiful.
Wow, that was an absolute.
Went on the outside of that post, but it didn't. So that was a quick answer. So can they do something this time without be direct and be fair dinkum and see if they can get another goal on the board to make a game?
Put a circle around that one too for the
nice goal.
Western All First Services. How quick was he to react though, the young fella?
Yeah.
Seen there was no one on the mark and just edged that little bit closer, but he was still on a very acute angle and dropped it through nicely. I thought it come this side of the post, but I looked back and everyone got onto it. They're still close enough, if good enough.
He was almost sitting on the scoreboard where he kicked it that tight up against the boundary, so it was a very good kick.
3-goal ball game.
Yep. No, they could have, won't go on about it, they could have been within a goal. Anyway, back in the middle we go. Trying to see how long we have to go. That's time, is it? So we've got about 5 minutes to run to go. And so Carey Parker want to be quick if they're going to give himself any opportunity. Rogers picks up a loose ball in the middle of the ground. He's tackled without it. Now Morris for Carey Park. He handballs forward. Who wants the footy? Well done there by Rigglesworth. He wanted it more than anyone else. Whack that onto the boot. Now up comes play there in George, I think it was. Hutchison for Carey Park at halfback. Handballs back. He goes, he went towards Russell. There's nothing in there. That's just contact.
No, I think he's
paid a late bump, but that was...
I think, is he, or that's...
He thought something more was going to happen. No, you can't umpire. Anyway, Milham, down the line he goes, towards half forward. Number of players, Morris for Carey Park. Almost taken there by Watson. Oh, great tackle on Delello by Watson there. Morris, he takes the footy like a basketball. Stevie Payne comes in. He slips over. Kelvin Lawrence, can he make amends? He runs one way or the other. Bo Morgan says, not a hope in hell, mate.
Bo Morgan's done that all day. He's been a real good backstop.
Picks up a loose ball, hits Yakas in the middle of the ground. What's he going to do? Go long, son. He does. He just mongrels that deep into attack.
Yeah, he got a bit of distance on it.
Oh, Jack Hick, can it bounce for him? It does. He goes one way or the other. Good handball inside to Spivey. He goes one way or the other. He's taken. Oh, he breaks the tackle, slips it. He goes one way or the other. He does his own little dance. He just slips that over the top towards Kalani Brooks. He takes a mark uncontested about 40 metres out, directly in front. And if it wasn't over before, Craney, either way, this will be should be a score.
Well, I'll just run you around the grounds for Geograph Civil. Interesting one at Hands Oval. South Bunbury 9 goals, 761. They lead Eton 7 goals, 244. 4. So big effort by the Eton Footy Club at Hands.
Probably one of their highest scores for the year. So
I
if they can
reckon
get
you're
to 10,
right,
I'd
up
be pretty
against-
happy. So Brooks comes in, a deliberate shot on goal from about 40 metres out, dead in front. Good looking kick off the boot, was it? No, it wasn't.
Gee, how many goals? They kicked 1-6 this quarter, I think.
So that's St Viner score. So 10-9, 69.
Might be a handier point.
Yeah,
That
that's what
puts
I
us
say. It's
out
an
to
extra
4
scoring
goals.
shot. So it's 4 shots on goal to win the game with 3.5 minutes to go. Can't be done, Craney. More minutes and shots. So Mulholland, horrible looking kick, hits Jackson Bell on the chest on the defensive
Who's
50.
had a very, very good afternoon
Yep.
for the Panthers.
He's
He
tried
leads by the
valiantly.
front all the time, doesn't he, Jackson Bell? Well, no matter where you put him, he's played a lot in the midfield today,
Yep.
but he's done very, very well.
Down the wing he goes. Mitch Payne comes out. He just punches that forward. O'Brien, he takes it for Carey Park, gets his handball away. Good pick up by Jones, but he's set upon by a number of Hawks, and we'll have a boundary throw.
Jake Rogers plays the old centreman. Remember the old defensive centreman role? I thought it had gone out of play, but he plays it very well.
Oh, there, beautiful tap from Yaka, straight down to that man, Croney, and Rogers. At the back there is Orse. He takes an uncontested mark. He just called young Chadwick out of it. So he goes on that far side. Oh, Stevie Payne almost. Bo Clark takes a mark right on that centre wing. He chips over the top to Milham. He takes a mark. He plays on. Ooh, that
nearly
was play
went.
on. Burridge shuts him down. Now it goes over top to Jones. He's got Morgan sweating on him. Takes a mark wide on that half-forward flank. Just got to move it quicker if they've got any chance of getting into this game again. Goes long and high into halfback. Mitch Payne's in front. He can't take the mark. Off hands is Rory O'Brien. I tell you what,
Done
Croney,
a pretty handy
that's
job.
how-
Oh, gee. That bounced the wrong way. I
Yep.
thought the young fellow nearly got there, Rory O'Brien.
So they've got the point. Now they need the 3 quick goals. So 10-9 plays 7-9.
That's what Rory's plan was, wasn't it? Just get a
Yeah.
point, get it back to even.
So out they come towards us. Long kick, Bannister underneath it. Almost Mulholland brings it to the ground. Good pick up there by Wrigglesworth. He goes inside to Spivey. He goes back to Bannister. What's he do? Off the back foot, just spirals that down to half back. And Jones is underneath and takes an uncontested mark for the Panthers. Trying to switch it. There's no good going backwards. You've got to go
He's
forwards.
done all right, you know, Jones, young fella.
Yep. He plays on and drives that to half forward. Kicking's not the best. Mulholland, he can't take what he should have taken. Oh, good tackle. Play on is a call now. Now a number of players around. Wrigglesworth, he goes in. He can't take it. Gadecki wraps him up. Gadecki drags it in. In goes Evans. He said,
Oh, out goes in Evans.
In goes Evans. Out goes Evans with the kick, but his kick goes down the throat of Milham, still on this defensive wing area. He just chips inside, got Bell, he puts him under. Oh, just got the kick in front of Mitch Payne. He's got Orsi outside. He's going to have to run, take the game on, drives it deep inside, does he? Squeeze that kick out in front of Lanigan. He sits on it, comes inside, throws the ball over his shoulder. Oh, well done there by Bo Clark. Probably a bit too quick for himself. But George hits it towards
Talking
Morgan.
about throws. Nice little tap out.
It just goes back out on that far wing. Milham leads the race to the footy. He takes one hand, 2 hands. No, he can't take it at all. Now Bell picks up. He handballs to Lawrence in the centre of the ground. He just goes bang towards centre half forward. Inside 50 it goes. Under there is Burridge. He can't take the mark. 30 metres out from the Carey Park goal. Jakey Rogers whacks it onto the boot. Up they go. In the middle of the ground is Jack Hick. It comes loose. Jackson Bell all over it again. He's in between 3 Margaret River players. Spivey picks up. Shakes a tackle. Gives it towards Armstrong. Gives it to Bannister. He's taken from behind. Dropping the ball is the call. Straight.
Yeah, he didn't. Spivey cop one in the middle of all that too. He's in the middle.
In the solar plexus. Oh, Morgan, that's a good fist into the footy. That's
That
only
is a
small.
beauty.
Number of players look around. Bell doesn't. He just goes to the footy. O'Brien picks it up. He tries to go low. Play on's the call. He's brought to ground. Spivey's getting up a bit worse for wear. He was on his horse.
He didn't want the footy actually come back towards him.
No. So we're going to ball up right on the 50-metre attack for
I think there's
Carey
one in the
Park.
mid-drift. I reckon he'll be all right.
Yeah. Rogers takes a loose ball, gets a quick kick. Payne for Carey Park, whacks it inside to their attacking 50. No one can take a loose ball. Players all around it. Link Adams over it. He hits it towards Wrigglesworth. Onto his right foot, he whacks it towards Evans. He can't take it. Russell can't take it for Carey Park. O'Brien does. He tries to draw a free kick. Gives it to Lawrence. He fends off. That's dropping the ball, son. No. The umpire said give it here. 49 metres out from the Carey Park goal as we tick down to inside a minute.
Spivey comes and has a little bit of a spell on the Harvey Norman interchange bench.
Time he gets down there for a drink, the siren will go, I think, Croney. So
I reckon he's done enough for the afternoon.
Yeah, that's dropping the ball. Play on's a call. Jake Rogers drives that ball to the far wing.
Well, this will put a bit of pressure on Mitch Payne and Verhoff.
Yeah, Verhoff. He's got Milham in support. He goes far on that far wing. Is the siren going to go? There it is. So that's all she wrote. 10-9, 69. Margaret River beat Carey Park 7-9-51 by a handy 18-point margin. So that there firmly puts them into the race for the top 3.
Yeah, and pretty good game of footy all up there, John. Panthers kept on coming, and that's what they do all the time. They never say die, which is a good trait, but a very impressive performance by the Augusta Margaret River Football Club. I like the way that they continued to take the game on. Their offensive handball was very slick and quick, and it wasn't going to the feet like it was last week. It was heading to the right spots, and it opened up the ground a little bit for them.
I think the framework's there for the style of play. You can see what they want to do. They just got to now just get some soldiers back in and just work on their cohesion, and I think they'll be a fairly slick outfit. So they got to just keep winning at the moment and just keep working on. You can see what they're trying to do, and in patches they're very good at it. Over the next few weeks, so get these guys back from injury and look forward to a big late push towards the back end of the year.
I think both coaches would have got positives out of that. As we said, it's always tough to come down here by the Panthers. They kept on keeping on, but one thing AMR did very well with them, they tidied up and stopped that outside run from the Panthers.
Yeah, it's the result probably was 3 goals, but I think in field play it was probably Margaret River the better side. Obviously they won the game, but Carey Park just probably didn't get enough out of different players, and it was too much for too few. Like Jackson Bell just had to do a mountain of work. Young Baker at halfback was brilliant. Just need a bit more support around that midfield area to try and get the connection between back and forward. That's probably where they let themselves down.
I think in that first quarter was the one the Panthers let slip because they were going with a bit of a breeze, and I think it was 2-2 or something around those means at quarter time. So probably didn't get enough oomph with that bit of a breeze they had in that first quarter. Yeah, no,
but their persistency, they kept on hanging in there. But yeah, like if you want to play finals footy, you've got to win them games. So that's just going to make it hard for them now. If it wasn't hard enough already, I think that just about whacks a break on them.
Well, it's going to make it interesting, but I'll tell you what, AMR put themselves right in the mix, don't you? You said they're a top 3 side, and I tend to agree with you because I reckon they've got a big upside.
The
Hawks.
The quality of guys that come back in is better than just your average run-of-the-mill player. So, yeah, like I say, you can see the framework's there. If they get a bit more polish around and just polish up some of them movements from half back into half forward, or probably more midfield into half forward, deep forward, and they kicked 3 or 4 points that should have been goals in that last quarter, so it could have blown out. But at the end of the day, they've got a pretty good system there, so it's just sharpening up on it.
Well, Gloucester Park, we were a bit sport with the weather this afternoon, thanks to KFC and our great mates at Dale Alcock Homes. The final score here, AMR 10 goals, 969, defeated Carey Park 7 goals, 951. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and analyse this game a little bit more, John.